Hello, hello, everyone. How's it going? Kappa, good to see you. It is but Tuesday. The only thing that can be said is it's not Monday. I hope everybody's week has started off fine. I'm already kind of in, I wish it was weekend territory, but such is life. We are back to continue our investigation into the crude happenings of Innsmouth. That's what we're gonna do. See, in other news, I've been in I've been in some conversations with somebody to make new fancy eye textures for the model to commission, but I'm not entirely sure if it's going to work out, just because I'm supposed to send them model files and my model files don't actually transfer, so I'm not actually sure if I'm going to be able to do it, but we'll see. Okay. Oh, right. We were going to go to the university. So we were investigating a break-in at the fish storage while building up rapport, you could say, with the weird cult thing. It's not, well, they haven't made it clear that it's a cult, but it's probably a cult. When's it not a cult? The EOD does not stand for end of days, despite what I would have assumed. Or maybe it really does, and they lie. Hey, priestess. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, so a man broke into the fish storage and had poisoned it. Really, as they say, an unknown but likely poisonous substance. Wanted me to go to talk to Anna. Man who broke into the EOD fish storage somehow connected to the university. I need to visit the university. And I believe I did talk to Anna. Yes. I believe I did. Oh, big exam tomorrow, huh? Well, good luck with that.
Don't be shy. We have enough
I
for
hope
everyone.
your studies
Fish?
go well.
Fresh fish? Glad to see you again.
Okay, she doesn't care. I hope it is a breeze. Guys, where is the university? City Hall. University Library. That's probably where we're going. To the north. Off we go. I should mark it. Mark. There we go. Now we can track it proper. So this is infested. I don't really want to go through the infested territory. It's like it's all infested. Hello, Whitney. How's it going? Welcome, welcome. How's your week going? Shut up, you. So let's take the boat to the north. What the heck? I haven't seen anybody else on the river street. The river street. Interesting. Oh, I can make it go faster by holding sprint. I don't know why I had never tried that before. Probably because sprinting in a boat isn't really a thing. Ooh. Ramp. So what part of town is this? This is Advent. It's a nice big park. First order of business is to find a fast travel point.
Extra, extra.
Oh, it's over
All the
here.
news that's fit to print.
You know, I feel... Oh, you're busy? Oh, that sucks. Well, my week is... fine.
Hello?
Hello. Welcome to Oakmont University Library. Joy Hayden.
Hold that
Can I
thought.
help?
Charles Reed, private investigator.
What is happening? Okay, we got it. What is with your
I
mouth?
apologize for my bluntness, but can I ask you a question?
Mouth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Punishment. Long story.
Again, sorry.
I'm sorry.
Right.
What?
That can't be legal, can it? This looks like... It looks like torture.
Legal in Oakmont. Local custom.
Huh.
I'm flabbergasted. Like, what? Okay, well, moving
I need
on.
to see your book catalogs.
Hey, Diener,
Sure.
how's it going?
Over there.
And that's it?
Okay.
No payment, no threatening, no favors in return.
No. Library public. Knowledge for everyone. Welcome.
Well, that's music to my,
God, that's weird.
eyes.
Freaking creeping me out.
This city doesn't look like it has
I
much
feel
to move
cruel
on,
sitting here and,
except
like,
it's fuel for fires.
requiring her to
Library's in
talk.
such good shape.
Like, asking her
Mr.
questions seems
Frogmorton.
mean.
Funds. Keeps everything in check.
Really? Huh. I wouldn't have thought that of him. I wonder why.
He says people need hope. Entertainment.
There's so many
escapism.
questions.
Now more than ever. Can't imagine library without his help.
Bye, Joy.
With a name like Joy. Yeah, I mean, that is definitely flabbergasted me more than most things we end up seeing on stream. I was so unprepared for that as an outcome. I was just like, oh, I'll just go to the library. Here's a lady with her mouth sewed shut with metal wire. Seems perfectly ordinary. We got the poisoner in the university, the man who broke into the Unity fish storage. Somehow connected to the university. I need to... well, actually... Okay, so we don't actually necessarily need to be at the library. We need to be at the university itself. Which is that this? Oh, it's this. Not the library. Okay, we've ended up in the wrong spot. Well, this is useful nonetheless. I will probably be able to clip that one. So I don't even know what to say to that. Like, well, especially because it was so perfect that the character had like exactly something to say that I would have said, which was just like, what happened there? It's like, that seems illegal. And she's like, well, yeah, you'd think so, but it's local custom or whatever. It's like, oh. Yeah, this is like the 1920s. Well, and immediately before you got here, Diener, is that she literally said, because we asked about it, and she literally said, oh, it's a punishment. So, like, it's a punishment for something. She did not elaborate, so your guess is as good as any other one. Freaking wild. As to your question prior, Whitney, of how the week is going, it's fine. I'm kind of in a state today where I'm just like, I feel a little out of it. Like, I'm I'm just like, I just want to, like, lounge. I don't want responsibilities right now, you know? I want to do nothing. I want to play games. I want to read manga. I don't want to have to worry about work tomorrow, but I do have to worry about work tomorrow, and that makes me sad. So, that's where I'm at. And it's only Tuesday. Great. This week's gonna be awesome.
What's your problem?
I find myself slipping into that sort of feeling more frequently with work the way it is, because, like, I just don't feel like I'm doing very valuable things at work right now. I just, like, I just don't want to have to go to work, because it's just, like, another day of not being
Find
helpful.
something you like. Cheaper than the rest.
What? What? Stop eating it, then. Do you need to eat the red meat for some reason? If it makes you so tired, I feel like alternatives would be better. EOD is banned. To all staff and students of the University of Oakmont, henceforth any mention of the Everyone's Obvious Duty organization, also known as EOD. I had forgotten what EOD stood for. Its symbolics, current and or past members, as well as espousing their beliefs, is forbidden on university grounds on pain of dismissal and or expulsion. Administration has received numerous reports of EOD activity, outreach disguised as so-called charity work throughout our university and all over Oakmont. This dangerous activity has reached epidemic proportions and cannot be tolerated. Administration of the Board of Trustees. I see. I see. That's like my wife and, like, pizza or biscuits and gravy. My wife is lactose intolerant, but every once in a while she's just like,
The door won't budge.
I still want the biscuits and gravy, and it's like, okay, good luck. I mean, she takes lactose pills, but it's never quite enough. So I get it. I am fortunate enough
Hello,
that
sir.
there's no kind of
Welcome to
direct,
Oakmont
specific
University Department
food
of
that,
Medicine.
like,
I'm Samuel.
really
Charles Reed.
takes me
private
out.
Investigator. Have a few questions if you don't mind.
The flask.
You recognize this bottle? Maybe you could tell me what's inside.
Well,
That's one of our lab
the
bottles.
messaging they're spreading
We have
about
a lot of
EOD
them.
certainly would
As
be
for what's inside,
stochastic
run some
terrorism
tests.
that would
Could
lead
you do that for
to
me?
these
people
tests
doing
aren't
crazy
cheap.
stuff.
And the other
I
day,
do
I
need-
could get right
I
to
have a
it,
week
but,
vacation scheduled in the middle
somewhat
of
hindered right
October. I just have to
What's up?
our lab
make
is
it there.
crawling with-
I'm just
Well,
fighting my way
creatures.
there.
Professor Westerbrook's research is a little unconventional, and something went wrong. Really wrong.
Is
No
there
other way?
some other lab you could use?
I'm afraid not. Our lab is the only one left in one piece.
Never mind. So, if I do a little pest control for you,
Everybody always
you'll run those
exchanging
tests for me
favors.
for free.
Our budget is tight. You'd be helping the cause of science, Mr. Reed. Isn't that
I
enough?
don't like that there's
Oh,
annoying
I guess
buzzing
science
flies
could
on the
help
left
itself.
side of the screen when it goes to
Right.
this camera angle.
Yes. You
Like
solve all
flying around
problem,
that
and I'll run the
damn
test
light.
for you. Off the books. Here's the key for the basement.
All right, it's time to go shovel some whatevers in the basement.
The door won't budge.
Just kidding, that's not the way to the basement. I assumed and I was incorrect. I missed. Whoa. Can I shovel you through the wall? Ooh, no, that's not what I meant. How's my health doing? Not that great. I feel like my position is slightly different than it was. My microphone is blocking my health bar directly. I don't feel like it was doing that before. How am I sitting differently? first aid. Oh, great. I just used one of those. Stealing your shit. Those are brains in jars. Lovely. Notes. Experiment log part 1. March 2nd, I have finally received a living specimen. Sadly, it's only the smallest one. The grunts call it Mr. Handsome, but I think it needs a proper name. March 3rd. Was thinking about the name for the specimen all night. I began a series of experiments on the creature. So far, it has proven exceptionally resistant to all the poisonous substances at my disposal, as well as acid and electrocution. Its shrieking, though, is bound to haunt me. March 5th. Last night I had a vision. Thousands of hands wrapped around me as a blanket, and I heard the name inside my head. Stygian Harvester. Great.
What kind of person would even touch this? Not to mention dissect it.
Crazy people.
Some serious equipment they've got here. Oakmont University is clearly well funded.
I mean, is it? I have no idea the cost of such a device. Do you? Experiment log part 2, March 10th. With those pesky limitations removed, I can finally continue my... Oh, no! I didn't mean to do that. Come back. Come back. I was reading that. Those pesky limitations removed, I can finally continue my experiments unhindered. I need to know more. The specimen remained alive even with half of its internal organs removed. It's fascinating. I'm on the verge of a breakthrough in biology as we know it. March 15th. I developed a way to reanimate their tissue, even in one that's been dead for weeks. This is monumental. The possibilities of it, the implications. Does this hint at something hidden, some trait present inside other creatures, and perhaps even ourselves? I will need to find volunteers. This is large, goopy, and gross.
I'm glad this thing is dead. Why do they even keep it here?
My vision's getting wibbly. Electricity, I see. I see. Do some real Frankenstein shit. As you do.
I
Button.
wonder what would happen if I press this button. Should I or shouldn't I?
Probably shouldn't. See, does this count as having killed everything? Are you all hunky-dory? I have done the thing.
Your lab is certified creature-free.
Aside from
Excellent,
the creatures
Mr.
that are
Reed.
dead.
You've done us a great favor. Now we can get things up and running again.
So the
Your
professor's
lab
experiments.
was, interesting. Running experiments on those creatures. What's up with that?
Oh, they're fascinating, aren't they? Convincing
word I'd
evidence of
use.
new branches in the evolutionary tree. Can you blame us for taking an interest?
Maybe not. But so much dead flesh down there, that's going to attract scavengers. Didn't you think
I think
about
I know
that?
the microphone is a little bit further.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
sidle
no.
it on down here. I think I moved it when I was doing some recording a while
be
back.
more careful in the future.
That's
Points
probably
taken.
why.
Okay. I've done my part. Here's the bottle. Now you run those tests.
Yes. Wait here. It shouldn't
What?
take long.
Why you seem so cagey when I'm asking you to do things?
We finished that analysis, sir. It's ricin.
Ricin?
Oh, I'm sure
A
that's
highly
fine.
toxic poison extracted from castor beans. It's slow acting, but absolutely fatal to humans.
How
What are
can
the
you tell
symptoms?
if someone's been poisoned with ricin?
The symptoms take several days to develop. At first, it's like a common cold.
I'm really
over
bad at
several
being
days,
motivated to do meal
well,
prepping, but it
develops
sure
into
would be
hemorrhage, internal organ failure, and
handy in the
death.
long run.
It's
So
not a
I
pleasant way to
envy
die.
your ability to do that.
So, where do you get ricin? This isn't something you can pick up from a drugstore.
Ooh, chicken parm.
About that.
I like chicken parm.
It is rare, but we have a certain amount of it here for study in our poison store. Or we did.
In
I'm
our
afraid
poison
that
store.
must be where it came
Great.
from. The label had been tampered with, but it certainly looks like ours.
You think?
Where did you find it?
Crime scene. Someone was trying to poison a bunch of fish with it.
This is horrible. I need to warn everyone in the university about this.
I know why it happened.
Who's got access to where the poison's stored?
Only Professor Westerbrook has the key. His office is upstairs.
Well, that's
right alongside
somewhat
Professor
damning.
Cavendish's. Professor Westerbrook's not here, though. He's been sick for the last few days.
Sick with
Professor
ricin
Cavendish
poisoning?
is away as well. On vacation.
Where do they live?
I'm not sure, but probably somewhere in Advent. Most of the teaching staff live there.
You know,
Wait,
I
you
asked
don't think it
about
was one of
symptoms
them?
of ricin poisoning,
working on
and I
that.
did not pay
Can
attention.
you let me upstairs?
Well... all right.
I did
this
kill
is
those
serious.
monsters.
I'll help you. Here's the key, but please don't disturb the professor's things.
Oh, remind
Can
me
you
about
fill me in
ricin.
on ricin again?
Yeah.
Of course. What do you need to know?
Well, actually,
There's
is there
some
an
kind of
antidote?
cure for ricin?
I'm afraid not. Once it's in,
Okay.
How
Symptom.
can you tell if someone's been poisoned with ricin?
the symptoms take several days to develop.
Common
First,
cold,
it's like a common cold, but over several days, well,
hemorrhage,
it develops into
organ failure.
hemorrhage.
Okay.
I'll see.
Okay. Hemorrhage, organ failure, common cold. Good to know. Oh. Edwin Westerbrook. Nope. Note from Professor Westerbrook. This is absurd. It's been 5 months and they still haven't finished repairing my office. Done sitting in the corridor like some kind of waiter. I won't step foot into this building again until the works are finished. Or you give me Cavendish's office. You tell that to the board. I'm through with this farce. Okay. A lock.
The door won't budge.
Oh, come on. Just hit the damn thing.
The door won't budge.
Oh, it's a neck. A puffed wheat cake. Is it... What's a puffed wheat cake? Is that like puffed rice? Like Rice Krispies? Puffed wheat cake. I've not heard the term puffed wheat. Closed for maintenance. Well, open it. Ah! Freaking right in front of my damn face. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
The door won't budge.
Okay, I just missed it before. All right, cool.
These bottles look exactly the same as the one.
That's a hell of a lot of ricin.
These bottles look exactly the same as
Puffed
the one
wheat
with
is
the
plain
poison.
sugar crisp. Oh, okay. So yeah, sort of simple. So how do you make that into a cake? Does it kind of end up like Rice Krispies treats? Like, what makes it a cake? Why puffed wheat? I mean, it's a thing that I would eat. I'm just having a hard time envisioning what you're describing with a puffed wheat cake with peanut butter chip drizzle, because the peanut butter chip drizzle sounds banging.
Best stuff in Oakmont. All on sale today.
Mind Palace. Guard is afraid of Anna. The ranks are swelling? No. 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 None of these things fit together. Yeah, I know. Right? I'm kind of getting there too. Most happens to man who broken his fisters.
Only.
Okay, I still think we need a little bit more evidence before we can figure out where the hell we have to go. Because I need to figure out where... Ooh, I see. I missed this. That's just a bunch of stuff. That's very profitable. I'm actually, like, capped out on ammo of many varieties. Well, like, Wheat Krispies, specifically. Cocoa powder, butter, and corn syrup. Okay. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. That's a thing I can envision. Okay, so there's something in here. Oh. I missed this. It's a bar of soap?
This should be good enough to make a decent.
Oh. But it's sort of similar in premise, I would assume, between puffed wheat and rice. Puffed rice. Probably bigger. I bet the wheat gets bigger. And I would imagine it ends up in a different texture as well. Draft of an article. Brothers and sisters, crossed out. My fellow Americans, crossed out. Citizens of Oakmont. How much longer will we put up with those fish-faced those sea-freaking... How much longer will we put up with this? Those K-forsaken degenerates who call themselves the EOD. Okay. Mind Palace. George Cavendish made a spare key. Westbrook access to poison. George Cavendish, a professor at Oakmont University, is the poison thief. He made himself a copy of the key to the poison locker. According to his student, he lives somewhere in Advent. You know, me and my wife were actually just recently talking about trying to make a carrot cake. Because I don't mind carrot cake, but my wife doesn't really care for it, largely because of texture. But I think it's likely because we've had pretty shitty carrot cakes. Because we were watching something, and they weren't making a carrot cake, but they were doing something sort of similar, like using carrots as an ingredient. And they made the carrots into a puree before including it into whatever recipe they were using. And I suddenly was like, oh, we should try making a carrot cake using a carrot puree instead of, like, stringy strands of carrots. Because I'm sure that's... So, mentioning carrot cake, is that how you do it, Dean, or how do you make... What do you do with the carrots going into a carrot cake? Do you, like... Are they fine? Are they chopped, like, really thin? Are they... I've had some really bad carrots in carrot cake, which has put me off of the entire endeavor. Oh, the music is... getting a little extra wacky here. Grate the carrots. Pineapple juice. That's interesting. Very interesting. I would not have thought... In my head, thinking about it, I can't, like, it doesn't seem like pineapple juice would go with a carrot flavor. I don't doubt that it ends up being good. Because otherwise, why would you make it like that? You're clearly quite skilled. I just... That is making my mind have a hard time putting those two things together. I do love the flavor of pineapple, though. So, do we know where this cashew cream frosting? Interesting. You know, that's another reason, I guess, that I have a tendency not to sort of gravitate towards carrot cakes when it's available, is that I don't generally like nuts. And so, like, they usually have the walnuts in them. Cashew cream probably doesn't taste very much like nuts, all things considered, because cashews are pretty mild. The only real reason that I'm particularly resistant to cashews is that I was kind of trying them at the same time I was trying pistachios, and I came to find out that I was allergic to pistachios. So, like, the wires are a little bit crossed, and I'm like, I didn't like that feeling. Yeah, and that's why we're like, we really should try to make a carrot cake, and, like, make a carrot cake in the ways that we would want to sort of fix the carrot cake. It's like we both have, me and my wife both have some, like, specifics that we would want out of it. And I'm like, we could just make a carrot cake, because I think I like carrot cakes. I like a lot of the flavor in carrot cakes. Oh, hey, waypoint. So, I really don't have any... Wait, okay. They want me to look it up. Professor at Oakmont University's poison thief. He made himself a copy of the key to the poison locker. According to his student, he lives somewhere in Advent. Okay, so we have a book indicating we need to go to a knowledge base of some sort. Maybe the Oakmont University Library. Maybe that would show him up. Let's see, is this a... Yeah, an infested area. I do like that I get experience just for walking near a thingy. Oh yeah, middle of nowhere Canada is definitely not going to have a Publix. What are some of the, do you have, like, regional grocery stores in Canada? What are, like, the notable grocery stores in Canada? Because I don't know... I don't know if I've ever heard, like, specific Canadian grocery stores. Obviously, like, there's Tim Hortons, but that's not a grocery store. Like... Co-op? That's the name of the store? Co-op? Definitely never heard of that. I mean, I've heard of the concept of a co-op, but not a store named co-op. Interesting. Co-op. Is it like known for anything specific? Does it do... Does it have, you know, like the champions, the adherents who are like, oh yeah, co-op, it's got the black, you know, because like Trader Joe's has all their frozen food. Publix has a pretty good deli. People love Publix. Is there anything at the co-op that people do? Co-op's in England. Crazy. This doesn't feel like the correct place. I mean, I guess I should have expected that it would get book information at the library. Somewhere in Advent. That's literally all the information we have. How would I look up someone? Maybe City Hall. Maybe City Hall. We'll go to the City Hall. You know, I feel like all I actually need... Feel the gentle touch of tentacles. What a billboard. This Brandon tastes better than it smells. I love the billboards in this game. I don't even know what the tentacles thing was advertising. Just broadly the concept of...
Anyway.
Just broadly the concept of tentacles. It's like, give them a chance. You might like them. Excuse me. Ooh, puff pastry. I love pastries. Yeah, tentacles the concept. Yeah, exactly. The very premise of tentacles. That's what they're selling you. I've probably talked about it before, but we have a bakery nearby who has the best cream horns. And it's specifically because those cream horns are so much more focused around a really, really good choux pastry rather than just like crazy ass whipped cream like you get from most cream horns. Just a big horn of like really, really good pastry filled with like a really light cream cheese. Oh, it's so good. I love pastry. Like pastry dough, like not dough, but like pastry, just plain pastry is just so nice.
Yes, I haven't got all day. What do you want?
I don't know, it kind of looks like you have all day.
Just wanted to say hi.
Ooh, pear
I'm new in
strudel.
town.
Oh, I
how
don't think I've ever
nice
had a
for
pear
you.
strudel.
If you need to look anything
No,
up in our
usually it's like the
archives,
pear is just not
get
nearly
in
as common to be
line
put
like
on things, but
everybody
I really like
else.
pear flavored stuff. Pear is good.
Get in line? I'm the only one here. Well, I guess that means I'm first then. So, I can just go look up what I need.
Don't sass me, young man. Next
Don't
time there
sass
could be a
me.
line here, and you'll get no special treatment.
Bye.
Bye. Of course the city hall is annoying, just like the DMV. Okay. Citizens. Where do we... There we go, poison thief. Citizen records. Advent. Search. Nailed it. George Cavendish profile. Date of birth, place of birth, place of residence, Advent Central, St. Michael's Road, between Carpenter Street, Constitution Street, flat 2. St. Michael's Road, okay. St. Michael's Road, between Carpenter and Constitution, I think it said. Right? Yep, St. Michael's Road, Carpenter and Constitution. Blammo. Nailed it. Hutcha.
Extra. All the news that's fit to print. Buy a paper, mister?
What's it? I literally can't talk to you. What's it say? What's in it? Tell me. I wish to know the news.
Come. Find something you like. Cheaper than the
Post office. Why is the post office dealing with the newspapers? It's not usually what the post office does. It's a different group. It is. I've seen enough baking shows to know that laminating dough is a real pain in the ass. And quite the challenge. Oh, you took tomorrow off? You're so lucky. You're so damn lucky.
The door
wish I had a bunch of time off. If you want it, take it. It's free. A free baby carriage.
The door won't budge.
Oh, won't it? I love how I'm a private investigator who's just like, well, breaking in here. No problem. We've got shit to
Judging
find.
by the layer of dust on it, this ring hasn't been worn in a long time. So why keep it around?
I mean, yes, I could simply, bail if I really wanted to, but I only have so much PTO, you know?
This Cavendish guy did an impressive investigation, and the EOD is in the center of all of it.
Newspaper issue March. Going, going, gone. Body count rises as vanishings continue across Oakmont. Locals are in a panic, with most of the reported disappearances occurring in the Shells, Salvation Harbor, and Grimhaven Bay. Captain Caleb Lyons of the Oakmont Police has put out a call for information. Our evidence suggests a link between these disappearances and the charity organization EOD that has recently risen to prominence among the city's poor, said Lyons. Most of the victims seem to have either joined this group or been a recipient of their alms. We encourage anyone with information to come forward. The Chronicle reminds readers to avoid any suspicious newcomers, especially Innsmouthers, and to remain at home during evening hours. Stay alert. Professor's fact list. Westerbrook usually has his lunch about 2:30. Get some soap. Anna always stays at the fish market. She shouldn't learn about me. Hey, Scobalts. How's it going? New hauls of fish arrive every 2 days. An ounce per box will be enough. The guard spends most of his time on the second floor during the night. Think about a way to divert suspicions from Westerbrook. Don't want him to come to any harm. Oh, well, that's nice of him. Don't forget to return the flask to the storage. Think about plan B. All right, hold on. Your timing is impeccable, Scobalts. Welcome. Thanks for coming, but I have to get up for a minute and go to the bathroom. Just give me one moment. I will be right back. All right. I return. Sorry for the wait. You know, back on the subject of foods that don't sit well with people, it was mentioned of, you know, fast food. Well, so at work, we're trying to currently, I guess you could say, like, we're trying to impress a potential client, so we don't actually work with them. But Jack in the Box has an app, and I've been looking at that in their production environment because they've been having some negative reviews or whatever, and so I'm trying to, like, give them some advice from a app testing circumstance, because the, you know, company wants to maybe win some business with them, which means I've had to do the testing in production. So I've been eating way too much Jack in the Box because they gave me the corporate card to be like, finish some orders and see if you can get things to go wrong. And so too much Jack in the Box, man. It is being unkind to my internals, which is regrettable. So you gotta be careful with that, like, freaking fast food everyday thing. Clearly it is unkind. Oh yes, that's that.
Dust on it. This ring hasn't been worn in a long
Teardrop
time.
grapes.
So why keep it around?
I don't think I've heard of teardrop grapes. I assume they are shaped kind of like a teardrop. I know of, like, cotton candy grapes. Those are pretty good. I'm usually okay. I can handle, like,
I loved you.
a fast food now and then. I think the big issue is that I've just been, like, chain eating fast food, which is making me struggle. I didn't listen to that at all. Okay, what is he doing?
You.
He's burning something.
I always loved you.
Can't carry anymore. I am so loaded up with crafting supplies right now. This is awesome. 2 months to 48. Well, I mean, hey, you're... Is Jack in the Box good? For certain definitions of good, it's acceptable. Okay, well, that's actually even more bizarre. I can see why you would say they're weird. Baby carrot shaped. That is bizarro land. Jack in the Box is, like, fine. It's, like, helpfully cheap. Okay. There are a few things they have that's pretty good. They have a fast food egg roll, which is nice. It's perfectly acceptable. It's pretty much like egg rolls that you'd get in from a freezer section, but they deep fry them. And that's pretty good. Like, they're pretty good egg rolls. They are willing to sling, like, anything into their deep fryer. That's kind of how Jack in the Box functions. And the things that they deep fry are kind of the best. They have some mini churros that we had yesterday that are, like, freshly deep fried, and those were pretty good. I think I have tried Southwestern egg rolls. But I can't necessarily remember exactly when or where that would have been. Dude, that is such a bizarre grape shape. That is wild. That's wild. Yeah, but, like, Jack in the Box is okay as fast food goes. It's not really great. It used to be cheaper than it is now, which I feel like it was kind of more acceptable when it was cheaper, but, like, I'm still paying, like, $10 for a burger, and I'm like, what the heck? Like, that's not worth it. several of their burgers come with butter on them, which I did not know until I had the app that I'm looking at and like going through the like what goes into some of the burgers, like what they're topped with. They top some of their burgers with butter. And that's weird to me. Like nobody needs to be buttering their burgers, guys. Like that's just too much. Especially a fast food burger. You don't need any more butter.
A lot of fancy dresses locked away in a dark corner for a long time. I'm starting to smell some deep family trauma here.
Yeah, I wish. No, I've never gotten the chance to work on the DoorDash app, though the app that I have been working on for some time, we actually integrated. We were one of the first to integrate DoorDash directly into the app rather than going into the DoorDash app itself. You can go to our app and order directly through it sort of hides the fact that it's DoorDash, and it's pretty clever because you just ask it to deliver, and in some subset of stores it might go and like the store does its own delivery, but then the other subset of stores does DoorDash, and it just like does that behind the scenes. Nobody needs to white label DoorDash. Dude, that's the worst. We are pretty fortunate that our delivery stuff is like pretty easy and straightforward. We've not had issues, but like I know of several people who are just like, yeah, Google Maps doesn't know how to get here. So my wife used to deal with that a lot more because she did for a few years like an in-home party business. So people would be so she'd go to people's homes and like do an in-home party for selling sex toys at the time. But she doesn't do that business anymore because people got crazy. But so like she would go do parties at women's homes, and like she'd get addresses for people, and like some of these people would give addresses, and Google would be like, yeah, it's probably over here, and then they would like just go there and like this isn't a house, this is the forest. It's like, where are you? Oh, I'm stupid. Do I pick this up? Can I?
Dust on it. This
Nope.
ring hasn't been
Never
worn in
mind.
a long time. Why
What am
keep
I
it
looking for?
around?
Something else has to be here. We haven't found anything, right? Oh. Right, my controls get janked up whenever I reconnect. Switch that. Okay, this. Right, we found his house. We got the fact list. Secret chamber. There's got to be something else here. We have not yet gotten the notification for having found the evidence. Oh. There we go. We can look at this side. Newspaper issue February. Disturbance in the shells as fighting breaks out between locals and Innsmouthers. The cause of the conflict appeared to be the disappearance of several women, with locals accusing a group of Innsmouthers of the crime. The Oakmont police continue to investigate the vanishings, but as yet the case remains unsolved. One source from the shells reports that traces of fish scales and seaweed were found at multiple victims' homes, which seems to have precipitated the fight. Yeah. I really can't wait to get monetized just so that I can make that stupid sound alert the
You will never
super chat
understand our cause.
alert noise.
My child
Because
is blessed by
it's
the
really
sea.
funny.
I'm leaving you, George.
Oh, the child was blessed by the sea.
George, I can't live like this anymore. There's something I have to tell you.
I don't care what your damn EOD cult demands, Anna! I thought the child was mine. Mine!
Mine.
Okay, let's see what we have here.
Okay, so probably this one first.
George, I can't live like this anymore.
Then there was a
I
fight.
don't care what your damn EOD cult demands, Anna!
And then she
You will
walked out.
never understand our cause. My child is blessed by the sea.
The
I'm
daughter of
leaving you,
Evans.
George.
George
Yes.
Cavendish.
Yes, it is.
He had a wife named Anna. She had a baby that was not his, but
Rosemary's
blessed
Baby.
by the sea. And
I don't know
claimed
if
by
I know the
EOD.
story of Rosemary's Baby.
This caused their split.
Whoa. Whoa. You good? He's not good. We're not good. Why is it so damn wet? Why are we on the ceiling? Why is there a big face outside the window? Oh, child of the devil. That makes sense. I don't... Okay, well, hello.
Who are you?
What's an older
Well,
movie?
what are you doing here?
Calm down. The name's Charles Reed. I'm a private investigator.
Right now, you look like someone who's breaking into my house.
I definitely did
a
break into
burglar.
your house.
Explain yourself.
Yeah, turn it around. No, you should explain
Well,
yourself.
Cavendish, time for you to do some explaining. Care to tell me why you poisoned the fish at the EOD warehouse? And you better not lie to me. Oh, sorry. Is this making you angry? Yeah, two can play at that game, and believe me, I've got plenty of anger for the both of us.
How dare you?
I'm only going to ask politely once. Then my
It's
gun
true.
will do the
I do have
talking.
2 guns.
Fine.
Pew, 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 pew.
Fine. Yes, it was me. But I had a good reason to do it. It all comes back to Anna.
What's
you?
Anna got to do with all this?
As you might have already gleaned, she is
That's what I
was
expected.
my wife.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it all starts to come together now.
The EOD robbed me of her. It all started with the
Fish.
We were all short on food at the time, and then they hooked her with their nonsense about the benevolent sea and greater good. I
How
looked
dare
past it
she
for some
hand out
time,
free
but then-
fish?
She became pregnant.
Yes. At first, I
Yeah,
was
that's
over
kinda
the
weird.
moon. But then one day she came to me, that snake, and told me that the child was not mine. She said it was blessed by the sea, that it was demanded by the EOD. Doom take them! I couldn't
This is not
stand it.
really
I
a
just
compelling
couldn't.
argument to poison a bunch of people, however.
Oh, this should be fun. What's your good reason for poisoning innocent people? You know the EOD are feeding the hungry, don't you?
No, that's exactly the problem. They're not doing it out of charity. They do it to spread their influence and recruit new members.
I mean, I don't know if that deserves
Some of
poisoning.
those initiates, as they call them, vanish without a trace. And not just them. They kidnap ordinary folks, too.
And poisoning the fish would prevent this. How?
Oh, you see, not everyone in this city believes in the EOD yet. They have opposition among the citizens, both rich and poor. A rumor of the EOD's fish being poisonous and several incidents would be enough to undermine the EOD by sparking fear and mistrust.
Yeah, sacrifice you're willing to make, huh?
There must be another way to deal with the EOD. Like, if their crimes are that obvious, why don't you just go to the police?
They're resourceful, those sons of hagfish. They maintain a squeaky clean image, and Kay, they're good at it. I tried going to the police.
Yeah,
They were
like,
no help at all. And I'm
Maybe
not
just do something about the
suicidal enough to make
EOD
it
and
public and take them to
killing
court.
people.
What did she mean? Blessed by the sea.
What do you think is the cause of Innsmouth syndrome in people?
Living in Innsmouth?
That K-forsaken place has nothing to do with it. It comes from breeding with monsters. These sea creatures they call Deep Ones. They take our women and
Does
they
it, though?
spoil them with their seed. Then they give birth to degenerate fish-faced offspring.
There's that racism. How do you freaking know that,
Where
bro?
did you learn all of this? This information about the EOD?
After Anna left, I had nothing. But I did have a lot of time to research Innsmouthers, the EOD.
Had a lot of time and a lot of hate.
It is an old and powerful organization. They appeared back in the mid-19th century in Innsmouth, and the first people with the Innsmouth syndrome started showing up around that same time.
Ah, perhaps not coincidentally.
Ah, of course not. And the EOD is immensely rich. The sudden rise to power of the Blackwood family happened right after they joined them.
I mean, as you know, problematic as it is as an analogy for racism, it actually turning into monsters is pretty weird, right? Like, we're not talking about, oh, those people have a different skin color. It's like, no, those guys have fish faces. What? Why fish faces? Like, that is a legitimate inquiry, to be fair, in this circumstance. Like, fish face? Why fish face? It's like, it is, if there is also evidence of the Deep Ones existing, it's like, well, okay, hold on. Now we're getting to some viable arguments for the problems at hand, but like, regardless.
So what's your next move?
I was interrupted and couldn't finish my task. The EOD received a fresh haul of fish, but now they're on alert and raised their guard. I understand I'm in no position to ask,
Yeah.
but after
There's a
reviewing
reason
all
they call them the
facts
Deep
I've presented
Ones.
to you, Mr. Reed, would you agree to help me?
No. Like,
You're a madman, Cavendish.
it's
You're
like,
willing
I
to
can
let
get behind
innocent
the
people
whole,
suffer
maybe
and
the
die
EOD
just to
needs
get
stopped,
revenge
but
on your
like,
ex-wife. No, this madness
Don't
has to stop.
poison
I'm gonna
innocent
put an end
people.
to it right now.
Oh, no. You don't understand.
Oh, okay, well. Okay. There was no bringing him to justice in this case. I just hit him with a shovel. Okie doke. Uh-huh. Welp. George, sabotage the EOD. Poison the fish to undermine. Oh, we're getting to something. Become desperate after he's determined to save others from the same. No, he's a desperate savior. Come on now. Not freaking. He's not a desperate savior. He's a freaking lunatic. Well, under certain standards of science. I mean, it's all classifications like that are all made up anyway. There are, I'm sure, other arguments that could be made. But regardless. Oh. A zealous servant of EOD. Anna Cavendish is a zealous servant of EOD, and she will follow any instructions without hesitation. Oh! Cavendish does honest charity work for the people of Oakmont on behalf of and Cavendish is covering up the EOD's shady ambitions to take over the city. I don't know. Oh, wait. Ah. The EOD's operations are shady. The EOD has much more going on than charity organizations. They're dirty, I know it. What they're up to isn't good. Yeah. Everybody involved is a psychopath here. That's where we're landing. Well, Kappa, that is by certain standards, because you could also expand inquiry if you so desired, that you could go on the philosophical standpoint that perhaps they aren't people simply because they have an axiomatic difference in their sort of belief system. There's also argument that like parasites, right? Parasites use hosts in order to reproduce. It could simply be a wildly specific and odd method of parasitization, like a large multicellular virus, almost. The world is a big place. We're talking about the deep ones. They break rules. Currently, with the existence of things as it stands, that is a specific definition of what constitutes the same species. I think there are lots of arguments that could be made to shift that definition. And I think the deep ones would likely warrant a shift to that definition. Because there's also the thought, specifically if you look at dogs, there's reasonable argument that to a typical sort of rational observer that looks at like a Chihuahua and a Great Dane, those two do not warrant being in the same species, despite the fact that perhaps genetically they could bear offspring. Like, nothing in science as far as like classifications for life is settled science. Like, everything is wild. Yeah, no worries, Chatter. It's good to see you again. I hope you enjoy your evening, whatever it is that you're doing. Because life is complicated and complex. And there's plenty of things that would drive changes to the way we sort of understand life classifications. I killed him, now I must return to the fish market and speak with Anna. Okay. She's probably not going to be thrilled that I bludgeoned her ex-husband, or maybe she will, I don't know. See you later, Cheddar. This notification is just going to keep blipping about the Mind Palace, isn't it? I looked at everything. I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. Go away. Boy, that's not gonna get annoying over here. Not even a little bit. Surely not. All right, down to the fish market. Okay. Hello, Anna.
Don't be shy. We have enough for everyone.
I killed the
I found
poisoner.
the poisoner and dealt with him. He won't be bothering you anymore.
See, bless you, Charlie. That's great news. Who was it?
Well, see, now that's the interesting part. It was your ex-husband, George Cavendish.
Oh. Well, that son of a rotten shark
Well,
finally
in
got what was coming to him.
some capacity,
Good
Diener.
riddance. Still, it's strange. I never thought he'd have the guts to do something like this. He was always a pushover.
So there are some set of things that is true for, and then there are some set of things that it is not true. Anything that would be considered like social constructs are by their very definition sort of led by what you say here of like the reality of social constructs are essentially what the majority agrees upon. Like that's the nature of social constructs. They're very sort of loosely defined. Like language in general falls into that category. Scientific sort of classifications and especially just like identities and things like that. All of those fall into things that are like social constructs, which the reality of which is dependent on either sort of the agreement of people or at least the opinions of the people involved directly. In the case of like identities, like there is not an objective reality when it comes to a lot of identities. The only reality that can be gleaned is based on what the person sort of describing their identity to you puts forward, because like you can't look into their mind and see how they feel, experience, and like what, you just have to take their word for it. There are, of course, then a classification of things that are not like that, that are an objective reality. And there's a lot of cases where those intersect and get confusing. Which honestly, it might have been one of the things that I was talking about. It might have been what brought it to your mind, because it's one that I like to talk about a lot, which is colors or flavors. More easily understood is perhaps colors. Colors have an objective component. There is an objective light wavelength associated with a color that is observed by sensors, eyeballs, and then can be reliably reproduced by producing that wavelength of light via stuff. I bet it was colors. It's a thing that I get on the case of, right? Well, yes, but that's the thing. If you are colorblind, those wavelengths of light do not cease to exist. Those wavelengths of light still exist. So there is an objective component of color. However, the experience of color is not objective anymore, because in the case of colorblind, your internal perception of that wavelength of light is different. So there is an objective reality that exists, and then there is an internal reality. And what just happened? Hello? There was a purple explosion in the game. What the heck? And it's sort of like the crossing of that boundary of like your eyes interacting with the wavelength of light that objectively exists, and then how your internal world perceives that. That is something that can change your experience of it, right? Yeah, exactly. So, like, those things exist, but the experience of those things are different and subjective. So, Diener, that's another... So the idea of 1 + 1 being 3, right? Sort of. Because, again, we have an objective reality, and then it's being translated by language. So that's something that I think a lot of people kind of forget to consider. Math is a language. It's a technical language. It's a language with a very specific purpose. But math is a language. And as with all languages, they are man-made, and they are prone to potentially be changed. Math is a lot more rigid and does a lot less changing, but a little prone to interpretation, and most importantly, they are made up. They are just made up. We made them up. But the thing is 1 + 1 is representing an objective reality, right? If we have an object and there is another object, how is it that we communicate the concept of these objects together, right? Like, what does that mean? And we call that 2. There is no reason that we called that 2 instead of 3, right? But the thing that people like, well, we could just say 1 + 1 is 3. It's like, that's true. We could. Given enough time, that shift could occur, but that would have ramifications and have to be carried through the rest of the language of math in order to remain consistent, right? Like, the purpose of a rigid, logical, sort of structured, technical language like math is that it works. And so if we were to say 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2, 1 + 1 = 3, then what that means is 3, this is 3 now, right? This is now 3. 3. So this is something else. This is no longer 3, because this is 3. 3? Not 3. And there's no reason that that can't happen. But it's attempting to represent something that actually exists. Like, these together make this. What do we call this? Doesn't matter. These together make something. And what we call it, irrelevant. But we need to stay consistent. And that's sort of the way of consensus-based reality works, right? Like, that's kind of the thing. Because this just no longer would be 3 if this was 3. Because you can't have these be both 3. That doesn't make any sense. It's not useful. It's not a meaningful use of language. So why would we do it that way? Does that make sense? Am I making sense? I think that's one of those things that people sort of lose track of. Because it's like, yeah, it's made up, but we made it up for a purpose, and it needs to continue to make sense. Yeah, language. It's all made up.
You're taking this remarkably well for a woman who just found out her ex-husband was a poisoner.
Those are one of
to me. The EOD is my
the
family. We serve a higher purpose than he could
Hold on,
ever
let me move.
grasp. My life finally has meaning.
She's very into
You've
her
done us
cult.
both a huge favor by relieving him of the burden of his miserable existence. Well done, Charlie.
So, one thing that really sort of helped me probably, like, start to broaden my mind as far as, like, what math means in communication, and how people who start trying to play tricks with, like, oh, 1 + 1's a different thing, and, like, all of this. One thing that really helped sort of illuminate that to me, of course, is when I learned number systems, right? Because the base 10 number system is what everybody knows and does. No, she didn't give a shit. She's full on in the cult shit. Because obviously, so most general use math is base 10, because we got 10 fingies, and that's largely why base 10 became a thing. So there's 10 digits before we have to circle around and start going from there. That is not the only number system that can exist. Base whatever number systems can exist. So, for instance, you know, base 2 or binary is a very common, commonly used to communicate number system, in that there's only 0s and 1s to be used as digits. Chat bit, hello? Are we not connected properly? No, I was connected at some point. There it is. I fixed it. Right, so only 0s and 1s are viable digits. So, in that case, actually, that's actually a really good example of how what I was just showing, right? Like this being 2, when you decide to use a separate language, if you will, such as binary, this now is suddenly something different. Like, this no longer means 2. And actually, this is 3. Oh boy, now I've done it. I'm sorry. So yeah, really my main point, I could get into teaching binary some other time. One neat trick, though, is if you use binary, you can count to, is it over 1,000? I think over 1,000 on your hands if you use binary. So that's a fun trick, if you ever want to do that. But, like, depending on a number system, the same thing can mean different things. Because it's all made up for a purpose. If it gets the job done, then it's sort of fine. You just have to be able to translate what you're doing.
All right.
Also, I want my reward.
No more messing around. Get me in touch with your Grand Poobah or whoever's in charge now.
Easy there, Charlie.
Wow, he
I'm a woman
got
of
really
my
aggressive
word.
all of a sudden.
Go to the basement of the fish market. It's nearby. You'll find an Innsmouther there by the name of Maurice. Tell him I've sent you.
I got
You'll get
taught
your
binary so many damn times. Like, at least once in high school, and then it had to be at least 3 times in college, because it's like, in my first semester, they're, like, not sure which one of these variety of engineering course, like, tech-related engineering courses you're going to end up taking first. And so I end up having to take all of them because I was a computer engineering major. And so every one of them has to go over binary because none of them were sure you would have seen it before, because any of them could have been the first class you were taking. And so I was just like, oh, we're back to the binary section. Here we go. Yup, binary arithmetic. Thank you very much. Moving on. Like, ay, ay, ay. Just so many times did I have to go through binary. Anna has asked me to contact a high-ranking member in Innsmouth named Maurice. I will find him in the basement of the fish market. I have to tell him she sent me. I mean, it has maintained my reasonable understanding of binary to this day, so I guess the repetition was effective. Stuff. Ooh, 12 gauge shells. I don't even have a shotgun. Maurice is gonna try to kill me, isn't he? He is! Freaking knew it! Ow. You asshats. Boy, I called that right at the time. Oh. I had a moment where I was like, oh, I can loot them. I can't loot them. Oh, first aid kit was in there. How fantastic. Hell yeah, headshot. Speaking of headshots, after this game, I'm probably gonna play Space Marine 2, unless this game carries me too far into October, at which point I might do some more horror-themed games. But I would like to play Space Marine 2 because that looks very exciting. I'm gonna get so many headshots. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Kill him. Ah. Well, that is straightforward. See, I more hear the Halo announcer.
Hey,
That's
it's
what
me.
comes to my mind.
Do I know you, buddy?
Not yet, but I know you.
Oh,
I
yeah.
also know you're looking for a particular lady. My name's Fred. You're
Hi,
looking
Fred.
for Professor Doe, ain't that right? The scientist the
Oh.
Order kidnapped.
Yeah.
I think we can help each other.
How do you mean? You know where she
You
is?
like the sound of
Slow
that.
down, buddy.
God, my coat looks
Helping
wet.
each other is not the same as let me just tell you everything.
Why is my coat so wet?
Nothing's for free in this city, is it?
I mean, that's largely true.
All right. Shoot.
You
But not like
won't
literally
regret
shoot. I just had to
You've
deal
seen
with
some
that.
of this city now, am I right? You've in England what's coming? I want out of the Order and the city before it hits. Trouble is, it's much easier to get into the Order than
Well-
to leave. Give the slightest hint of it.
That's
You've
some
signed
gang
your
shit.
death warrant. I need somebody to get me out of the city on the quiet. And that's not an easy thing these days, my friend.
I've no idea how to help you with that.
Ain't you a detective? There are
Ah,
people in the
yes.
city, smugglers who know what to do.
I was all over
Fine.
really
That's how you
the
can
whole
help.
gaming
See,
spectrum
I've heard whispers about
until
ads in
now,
the
at which
newspaper.
point
A
I'm
new
mostly
ad
PC at this
every
point.
week talking about Salvation Harbor. Maybe start there.
Yeah, now I'm pretty much like, I have a Switch and then also PC, because freaking Xbox and PS5 does not have much of anything. What is happening over here? The gentle touch of tentacles, indeed.
What is this order you mentioned?
EOD, you
Yeah.
dumbass.
You don't know, do you? EOD. It really stands for the Esoteric
Oh.
Order of Dagon.
Oh.
An old being from the depths of the sea. In books, they show him as a monstrous
I
amphibian.
read
The Innsmouthers
Dagon.
worship him as a god.
Shill.
And of course, they make
If you
sacrifices
want to
him
listen to Dagon,
in blood.
you should listen to my narration on YouTube. Blah, blah, blah. Carry on.
All right, fine. I'll look into
Don't
it.
forget to like and
Your lead,
subscribe.
Professor, had better be worth it.
I know where they've got him.
Yeehaw.
I can get you there. You just find me a way out fast, or I might be too dead to be any use to you.
Pretty sure I did Dagon. Now I'm actually doubting myself. I'm gonna go check. Dagon, right? Playlist. Eldritch story time. I think I remember what that one was. Good lord, I have a lot of playlists. Holy shit. Wait, did it really blink when I said that? I've always wondered if that was true. Dagon. Did I read Dagon? Sure did. Damn, YouTube really hates my guts. I did read Dagon, and it got 21 views. Damn you, YouTube. Will you please put my videos in front of literally anyone? You ass. Before I proceed with my investigation, I need to report my findings about the EOD and Harriet Doe to Robert Throgmorton. Ah, to Throgmorton. Blinding light. Ah, I can't see. You know, if it does in fact do the blinky thing when I say like and subscribe, I actually kind of resent YouTube for not letting me do live subtitling while clearly they're at least listening well enough to pick up when I say like subscribe, and then they do something with that information. Like, you're listening to me, YouTube. Just let me do the freaking subtitles. There's literally a Google service that allowed me to use subtitles when I was streaming on Twitch, which is at a lower latency than I'm using here on YouTube. But YouTube, for some reason, only lets you use automatic subtitling if you're using normal latency, which is like 20 to 30 seconds latency. It's the worst latency. YouTube, why are you like this? Shape up.
I know who is behind Professor Doe's kidnapping. It's an organization called the Esoteric Order of Dagon. Most of them stick to the fish market, but they seem to have agents everywhere. Even the university.
I knew there was something fishy about the EOD, the den of those filthy Innsmouthers. I'll tear it.
Also, I don't know why this guy looks like a monkey. EOD and Innsmouthers are not the same.
Most of the EOD members I met were locals. And for what it's worth, the only Innsmouther I spoke to was a nice guy. You ought to examine your prejudices.
Yeah.
Are you calling
Get him.
me a bigot, Reed?
Yes. Wowie, that's just an option. Homer syndrome. Improperly dilating. That sucks.
Well, that's
Yes.
how you're acting.
You're a bigot.
The Innsmouthers didn't want to end up here, and they didn't do it to spite you. Your hatred leaves them no choice but to
Does that make it really difficult to like
the vicious cycle here.
drive? Wow, I was gonna
Killed
say.
my son, for K's sake.
One man.
So it's actually worse at night than like in the bright light of the day. Does the sort of bright light of day keep it more normalized, but it's more like the variance in lights at night that really does you in?
Is because Innsmouthers had nowhere else to turn. You have to stop being part of the problem.
I shall try
Yeah.
to think about what you have said.
Back to business.
Educate him about
I'll
racism.
continue my search for
Take
Professor
that,
Doe.
Throgmorton.
Promising lead.
You ass.
You have anything else to tell me?
Your task remains the same. Find Harriet and bring her
Sunglasses
back.
all the
You say
time.
we're
Understandable.
dealing with an entire organization. Well, I have something for you that might help our cause should things take a turn. Now leave. I've heard enough from you.
Yay! 2 knowledge points. Wow. So many skills. Oh, yeah. Give me those super shovels. I'm gonna bludgeon the shit out of them. Let's see, carry more stuff. Vitality increases. Bullet loaded. Crafting efficiency, perhaps? It doesn't sound like an astigmatism, because astigmatisms don't directly sort of make... It doesn't change the way that the muscles in your eye function as far as, like, dilating or otherwise. It just sort of shifts the way you perceive, like, that light enters your eye, which can make a little bit of a weird visual. 'Cause for instance, one thing that I think I saw around astigmatism is that when you see lights at night that have the bokeh around them, bokeh being like the halo of light, right? That depending on the type of astigmatism you have, and this, I think this is true, like, it appears differently to you. Like, it might appear as like more like a horizontal line or a vertical line, rather than like a perfect circle. And if you don't have astigmatism, you might actually see it as a circle, which is also interesting because you can also understand the formation of the, like, camera lenses when you see bokehs in camera lenses, because they're shaped like the sensors, which is why with the new James Webb telescope, it's always got like those 6-pointed lights, because they're hexagonal sensors, and so, like, it shifts the perspective of light. Again, kind of relevant to our talk about perceptions versus reality, right? Like, you perceive light in one fashion, but that doesn't dictate their objective reality. But, I mean, that does clearly color your perceived reality. It's all coming together. Let's go for more hit points. Fathers and sons. Fred told me he knows where the EOD is keeping Professor Harriet Doe, the leader of the lost expedition I am seeking. He won't tell me the location until I arrange safe passage for out of the city. He suggested using the local smuggling ring. He believes... Oh, hey, Beethoven. How's it going? He believes that the smugglers communicate secretly using advertisements for Salvation Harbor in the local newspaper. Most likely it's a new message each week. Oh, interesting, Nina. That's... I could see how that would be, like, very specific knowledge that would really help people stay on task when you have to talk to a medical professional. Because, like, no, we know what that is. That's nothing out of the ordinary. I wonder if we're going to have more underwater sections. I liked the diving section of this game. That was cool. Made me kind of think of Soma. Left up low. Who low? What low? What happened? Red. Okay. So after the flood, Salvation Harbor. Suggested section. Oh, advertisements. That's it. Time has come to send Toothless Bob on his final journey. This time to the Seven Oaks Bar at the crossroad of Calm Shore Street and Salvation Road in Western Salvation Harbor. Oh, yeah. There is... my wife was actually just talking about how tonight is supposed to be like a crazy combination of moon things. It's like a harvest moon, it's like a lunar eclipse, and like a full moon. Like, I don't know, there's a bunch of stuff about the moon tonight. It's supposed to be pretty significant. if you're, you know, into moon shit. Salvation Harbor. Section of Calm Shore and Salvation. Calm Shore and Salvation. 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 Calm Shore. There. Full ammo. All the way on the waterfront-ish. So yeah, if you're into moons, you should go check it out. Oh, speaking of astral phenomena, I also just saw an interesting headline with a paper attached, like a scientific paper attached. I didn't read too much of it because I was lazy and it just wasn't that important to get the full truth out of it. That there's apparently some evidence that in some particular period of Earth's history, back, you know, in one, yeah, tater attached, taters, in one of the like much prehistoric periods of Earth, that Earth likely had a ring. And sort of the evidence for that is like the consistency of, that is a big ass eel. Like the consistency of fossils and stuff, or not fossils, meteorites and things like found in that geological era, and like that there's kind of a pattern of like where the ring would have been around the Earth, that like maybe you can find like a line of the meteorites in a certain period of time. I don't know. I thought it was really cool, like the idea that the Earth had a ring at some point, because they were also saying like essentially every large planet in our solar system has a ring. There's evidence that Mars had a ring at one point in time, which raised the question, did Earth have a ring at some point in time? And so they did some looking, and there is apparently some evidence that likely Earth had a ring around it at some point in the past. I was like, that's cool. I kind of wish we still did, because rings are cool. We would probably be pummeled by annoying meteorites all the time, but rings are cool, man. There's no denying that. Seven Oaks. Hello, this looks like a lot like the other bar.
A little bird told me there are people in Oakmont who can help me leave town.
Maybe, maybe not.
Yeah, right?
What makes you think I know anything?
I came for
I've
Toothless
heard
Bob's
they're having
away.
a wake for Toothless Bob here.
That may be true, but I don't know you from Adam. Prove you ain't some gumshoe.
Maybe I can do
Actions
you a
speak
favor?
louder than words. Maybe I can prove myself by helping you out with something. Solving problems is my specialty.
Okay. What about a little favor? Nothing fancy, don't worry. I expected a package to be delivered ages ago, but the courier still hasn't shown. Find out what's taking him so long.
Yeah, space shit is very cool.
Got it.
One more
Like
thing.
the fact that the
If you
the
don't
moon
find
was
it,
made by like a
bring the
huge
package
collision,
back,
like
will ya?
that's
It's a
so
crate full of
sick.
the
That's why
water of life
one of the
and
reasons why I
detachment
like
drift.
space games, because like stuff at that scale is just so interesting. It's so cool. It's so cool. Bartender can arrange a meeting with the smugglers and for finding out what happened to his courier. Bartender asked me to fetch a crate containing the water of life from the house if I have time. Courier went missing after visiting a house. Okay, there we go. Levi Coffin Avenue. Oh, what a great avenue. Not far from the crossroad with Marsh Avenue, Western Grimhaven Bay. Okay, Levi Coffin Avenue, Marsh Avenue. Right. Grimhaven Bay. Levi Coffin. And marsh. Bam, right there. Oh, good. That looks like it's in an infested area. I love that for me. Cool. Beethoven. Yeah, I mean, I would know more if I had actually looked at the paper, but I just didn't want to take the time. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was related to the time that the moon was formed. Because, like, clearly that would have left freaking space debris, right? I doubt the Earth and the moon were, like, so cleanly separated as, like, you know, one big ball of Play-Doh just gets pulled into two with absolutely no debris flying apart. Sure, it wasn't quite that tidy. Excuse me, lamppost. Excuse me here. Excuse me. Okay. All right. Okay. Excuse me. Excuse me. Alrighty. Wow, that is... okay. I'm not even close. I thought I was closer. I'm not close. A fast travel spot. I don't think I have... no, I definitely don't have that fast travel spot. Convenient.
Extra.
See if that comes in useful later. Blammo. Oh, is that like a propane tank? Would I be able to explode it? I should use some of my... where did I get a shotgun? How exciting! Thanks. Is it on my... yeah, there it is. There it is, a shotgun. Excellent. Oh man, 2 shots, huh? That's all we get. Whoa. The oil crates are flying at me. Love a good shotgun. I don't know if I'd say it's underrated. I feel like a lot of people recognize the benefit of a good shotgun for home defense. I'm trapped by a car. I can't... help. Help. Please let me out. Why can't... okay. Well, there we go. It's very stupid. Ow. Jesus, that's freaking a lot of guys. Also, that guy's extra glowy. We're using up ammo pretty freaking quick. Owie. Bastards. Whoa. I don't approve of getting back up. That's not what we want. Wow, that was copious loot. Thank you very much. All gunpowder, rags. Good time to give me a shotgun, I guess. Okay, so we're trying to find a house that's surrounded. This does not look like house territory. It's very commercial. Let's get all the guns reloaded. Hey, 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 hey. Oi, yay, yay, yay. Get shoveled. I'm stuck. What the heck? That hurt. That hurt a lot. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Oh, you little bastard. Alright, we're down to 1 health kit. Also, we've used up a decent bit of ammunition. You bastard. Oh, I'm sort of understanding the structure of that guy. It's kind of grotesque, in fact. Bonk. Just get shoveled, bro. Bonk. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Madness ensues. Bonk. Yes, by the power of car. Bonk. Hey. Now we're talking. Oh, more stuff. So it's not far from this corner. It's a crate. They are quite generous with the stuff that they're handing out here. You know what? I ought to try freaking eating one of these bad boys. No, 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 no. Ow. Whoa. Yeet. Gotcha that. Oh, does this guy spit? He does spit. Little shitter. Nope, I'm stuck on a thing. Do not appreciate that. Get the heck out of here. You little bastard. I should throw more grenades. I liked that. I mean, it is costly to make a little bit, but it's effective. And with the speed at which they're just throwing shit at me right now. What the hell did I just find? A brooch? I mean, I got a I got a level out of it, so that's cool. Made the firebombs have increased range and damage. You know what? I feel like that's worth working towards. With my newfound love of explosives, let us improve the explosives. There's so much loot. There's so much loot. I got shit for days. For days. Okay, but seriously, Western Levi Coffin Avenue, not far. A favor for the bartender. Courier went missing after visiting a house on Levi Coffin Avenue. Okay, so specifically on Levi Coffin Avenue. So let's stay on Levi Coffin Avenue. I don't really care for street names with coffin in them, honestly. I don't know if we should name things that way. Oh, is it just gonna be over here and I didn't even have to go into the infested area? That was just a thing I did for kicks and giggles. Sure is. Well, consider me both kicked and giggled. Can't carry any more of that shit. You little disgusting cretins. Oh, yeah. I can't believe I missed that like an idiot. Oh, yeah. The old Dark Souls style hit him through a wall. Oh, yeah. Get out of here. I've been training my whole life for this. You are no match.
Left by something heavy with wheels.
Holy hell! Yeah, well, that is one way to keep them separate. Yeah, playing with explosives.
Gasoline.
It's dangerous. Flash powder specifically. That's interesting. I don't think I've. What is flash powder specifically? I'm not familiar with that as like a standalone item.
I've seen ashes like this before. Well,
Sure, it goes into most explosives. A quick reaction powder. I imagine it flashes. Like that's probably the main point of it. Quacha. Good thing monsters are too stupid to jump down that hole to come at me. I'm beginning to realize that there are not that many building layouts in this game. Ammo. Oh. Yeah, black powder. Okay, that makes sense. Now that I'm more familiar with. Oh, would flash powder... Is that what you would put into the, like the firing mechanism of a black powder gun? Because I suddenly just Really, because there's like the little powder receptacle on really old black powder weapons. Would that have been like flash powder that you'd ignite and then it would like ignite the rest to actually propel the bullet? I don't know if you know. I'm just drawing random connections to things. Water of life from the house. Okay, so what have we got? We have gasoline.
Empty, but reeks of gasoline.
We have ashes. Oh, F-SSS is more for high velocity rifle bullet reloading. Okay.
I've seen ashes like this before.
So like the modern version.
It's one
Modern
way to get rid of a corpse.
modern use for bullet production. The good stuff. Okay, and then we've learned that we got like a
The blood's almost dry.
Blood's almost dry. We dragged a heavy box. Where'd the heavy box go? Oh. F-SSS. I see, I see. Anything in here? I see. F-SSS. That's the premium shit. I see, I see. Yeah, I've never heard those, like those classifications before. It's not a space of knowledge that I have ever sort of dipped into as far as like bullet manufacture and or production, what have yous. What am I looking for here?
I've seen ashes like this before. Well, that's one way to get rid of a corpse.
Oh, here, a thing. There we go. Always with that. Wow! Get shoveled. Get shoveled. Come here and get shoveled. Yeah, that makes sense. For sure. A whiskey crate. Oh, water of life, my ass. So they came down here. What do we got?
You're done, kid. Someone talks to the cops behind my back. Their
Oh,
history.
wheelchair.
Get 'em, boys. Drock. Whose idea was it to hide the crates in such a stupid way? No mercy, boys. He's been asking for this. Get rid of him. Leave nothing but ashes. Understood?
Time to figure this out.
Okay, so I think he was fighting with this door.
Whose idea
When
was
they
it to...
caught him.
You're done, kid. Someone talks to the cops. No mercy, boys.
They beat the shit out of him.
Get rid of him.
Then they
Leave
burn
nothing
the
but
corpse.
ashes. Understood?
Someone was
Yep.
looking for a crate here and was brutally killed. The crew that did it were headed up by a guy in a wheelchair.
Guy in a wheelchair. Key evidence collected. All evidence collected. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, so I sort of continue to think that I don't know if this game is really what is with the occasional flashing light in the sky? What the heck? If this game really sort of benefited from being open world. The open world feels very, very empty and like just a lot of space to move through. And like I guess that's fine. It kind of like holds it. Was that guy throwing up in the corner? It kind of like holds things to. Oh, it could have been a power line, maybe. Could have been lightning. It's also raining. Like it could have been the game as far as like open world. Like I get why it's an open world to sort of connect the locations together, but it doesn't really bring anything to the game, you know? And really the only reason that I honestly make note of it at all is because I think it mentioned it on the store, like the Steam store page of like an open world, and it's like the open world isn't what I would call like an interactable open world, because it's just the thing you go through to get where you're going. Not really. There's not really any meaningful exploration to be done. But I can see why you wouldn't want to make this game. No, can I'd like to. Okay. Get out of my way. Like, I guess I can see why you wouldn't make it like stage 1 to stage 2 to stage 3. Like, level based wouldn't really make sense for this game. You kind of have to have some form of open space to run through to keep it cohesive and feeling like a city, but there's not really anything out here. It's really just a space to move through. I think I'm going to have to just start treating it as such. Found your courier.
Well, I found your courier. I hate to break it to you, but he's dead. Someone didn't like him talking to the cops, and, well, they made it pretty savage.
What? I'm dead. He might think I was in on it.
He? Who's he?
The boss.
I do. Do I care? Fine, I'll be nice. Can I help somehow?
Is there anything I can do to help?
Nay, I'll handle it. But take my advice.
Well, at least I was
The
nice.
boss is the only man who can arrange a bon voyage. Don't do anything to make him unhappy. There, on newcomer. Here's the note with your instructions. Beyond that, you're on your own.
Okay, thanks.
Also, I brought the crate.
Here's your water of life.
Shh, keep it down, pal. Not too shabby, newcomer. You deserve a reward for this.
Bye.
Thanks, bro. Damn it, he gave me bullet. Okay, why are bullets a currency? But I have a limit to the number of ammunition that I can carry. They are conflicting circumstances. A currency where I only get to carry like 12 bullets for one gun and 21 for another seems ridiculous. Hardly seems fair. That might make it more interesting, Whitney. I could see how that might work a little bit better, actually. So I think the main point there... It's kind of like they're trying to make it feel like a natural city that you have to navigate and, like, run around. So, like, things are really spread out and you gotta, like, go here and there and otherwise. But, like, for gameplay-wise, I feel like it might have been better to keep you constrained to a smaller portion of the town where it was, like, a little bit quicker to get from, like, the pieces of the puzzle that you're putting together and, like, make it feel a little bit more like populated and full of things to do before you move into a new area where, like, then that place can feel a little more full. Like, I think that might have been an alternative that overall could have felt a little less empty, because running around the city is kind of, like, empty. And it's not a huge problem. It's just, it's one of those little things that comes to mind every time I find myself just running across the town being like, wow, there sure isn't anything here. I'm just going from place to place. So it's like, Like, it just feels like a little place that could have been, like, a part of the game that could have been tightened up. And I think you're suggesting probably a pretty good compromise of it feeling like, well, here in this area, you're free to run around while keeping it a little more engaging and, like, tighter gameplay loop, and then sort of expanding into another area. Which, the thing is they kind of started that way, right? Because at the beginning of the game, we really just had... Yeah, we just had this port, and, like, there's a little space here that we could have potentially run around in, and I think that was good. And then I think their main mistake is that, like, once you get out of the port, they're just like, here's the whole map. There you go. Whole map. Whatever. It's like, okay, well, that's a lot of empty space. I think it would have been much better served if they were like, oh, and now you're over in these two portions of the map. And it's like, okay, so then we go here, but then we go right over here, and then we hit here and here, rather than going up here and over here and right this way and over here. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Diener. I think if they had tightened up, like, the portion of the game that we have done thus far, compressing it into a single smaller area of the map, and then once you reached a certain threshold, like, oh, we solved the main mystery we were trying to solve in this area, then it's like, okay, now we move into the next area to do the main thing there, and then we move into the next area. Like, I think that would have been a little bit of a tighter gameplay loop of feeling like the city is meaningful and populated and all of that. But it's a little bit nitpicky, but it is a sort of a weaker aspect. That's not what I meant. Maybe. It's certainly not impossible. Southern Salvation Harbor and alley on Windmill Avenue between Octopus Avenue and Skipper Road. Octopus and Skipper. Skipper. Octopus and... Oh, wait. An alley on Windmill between Octopus and Skipper. Okay, so it's right here. So the one thing that I think would be lost out in that regard is I do actually kind of like this little piece of, okay, let's open the map, identify where it is they're talking about, and going there. That does feel very sort of like Private Eye, right? Like, that momentary bit of gameplay of like, I've got an address, let's look at the map and find where that address is. Like, because that is actually, while very small, right? It's not a really chunky piece of gameplay. It is an interesting little tidbit of gameplay that I feel like is very rare for almost any game, and it does feel very private investigator. Like, okay, let me take a look at this town that I'm unfamiliar with and find out where it is that they're asking me to go is kind of fun. Like, I kind of like that in an odd little way. And so I guess if it was a tighter map, we would lose out on that. But I don't know if it's necessarily worth saving just for that. I say as though they'll have any feedback from me at all in the way they make their game. But I think there's a lot of value in sort of being nitpicky about stuff in games. I'm sure the long-term regulars know that that's, if I have a claim to fame, it's probably that, of being very nitpicky about aspects of games. But I think reflecting on things like that is very healthy to figure out, what do I like? Why do I like this? What makes this good or this bad? Like, what are the implications? What are the effects? And of course, that's particularly relevant because of the fact that I am trying to get a little more serious as far as making a game. So me and a friend have loosely tried to sit down, well, tried to make plans to make a game, but life is busy, and we're both busy, and so we don't usually get all the way to it. But starting next week, like every other Monday night, we're going to get together. We're actually going to sit down in person and just get to working on the game so that we can just, like, get something out there. Well, yeah, the claim to fame is the rants, but the thing is like, yes, especially about game mechanics, because they're tied together, right? Because it's, a lot of times the game mechanics can really set me off. I will just get going off of the damn shoddy mechanics. Oh, it's the sturdiest. Nobody has a sturdier soapbox than I. I have an entire closet of soapboxes that I, at the ready. Just go grab a soapbox, lay that bad boy down, and get to work. Yeah, because it actually kind of makes me think of Elden Ring, Diener, with that sort of opening up more areas. Because Elden Ring actually did it interestingly. A very different game to this one,
Hey,
but
fella.
whoa!
What do you do when you see a dog? Pet it or kick it away?
I'm gonna beat the shit out of you if you kick it. I think I'm supposed to say kill it because the dog is rabid.
I'd kill it because the dog's rabid.
I think they told me what I was
Right
gonna
you
say.
are. You're a new one, huh?
But no, I would pet the dog. Lead the
Just
way.
take me to your boss.
Because Elden Ring did an interesting job of sort of giving you an open world that you could go anywhere, but they didn't reveal all of the map at once, so it sort of obfuscated how big the world was, which helped it be more like constrained and tight around you as you explored it, and then like you'd reach out a little bit more, and then suddenly you'd learn, wow, like the map would get bigger in Elden Ring. Well, and the Elden Ring had the advantage of actually having a lot of things in the world to discover, so like, I mean, that's a big important part of it, but like I think that could have also behooved this, of just like guiding your exploration by being like, oh, stay in this area because that's where all of the stuff is, until like later when you step into the next area, even if maybe you could have gone there before because there wasn't anything stopping you, but like you had no reason to, so you probably didn't. And then you go there and like the map grows and they're like, oh, the city's bigger and stuff like that. Because right now it's just like, wow, look at all of this big empty city. Cool.
I'd have broken all your bones, fella, if Papa Brute hadn't put you off limits.
Okay.
Just calm down. No need for violence.
I'm not violent. This guy's violent. I'm cool.
How you
Hello.
doing, handsome?
Hi.
Who are you, and what the drock do you want?
Sick camera angle.
And let's be quick about it, kid. I don't have
Why
the
has
whole
everybody
damn
got such
day.
like cloudy eyes?
Let's just say I'm a private detective and leave it at that.
Cocky, ain't you? So be it, kid.
Well, yeah, and that's what
have a
I mentioned
pretty
it
good
earlier. I
idea
was like,
who
I
you
really
might be.
hope that we're going to do
You
more
work with a
diving because I
throttle,
thought that
right?
was some of the coolest
So,
stuff. I want to go back.
What do you want?
I want to smuggle a man out of the city.
I want to do some more. I want to go
A lot of
like
people want to leave Oakmont,
deeper.
kid. Few ever succeed. It won't be easy.
I want to go punch Dagon in the dick.
Like everything in life that's worthwhile,
That's what I want.
it won't be cheap.
So, what's it gonna cost me?
Normally, I wouldn't do drock for a newcomer. But you're doing business with that old ape-lover Throgmorton. I think that's interesting. That tells me you're worth something, kid.
Punch him in the
Now,
dick. I assume
I
Dagon's
have
got
a
a dick.
job
He might
needs
not.
doing,
Who
but
knows?
it needs to stay between the two of us.
Just pow. Bam. Right in the old Johnson. You won't know what hit him.
Guess I have no choice. So, what do I need to do?
First things first. My name's Brutus Carpenter,
Hello.
rightful head of the Carpenter family.
Okay.
Second thing, someone tried to kill me a week ago.
Well, that is unfortunate.
You're not asking me to track them down and kill them, are you?
No, kid.
I don't
I've got
love
hatchet
that.
men if I need them. And I don't want to kill them anyway. I just want to know who was gunning for me and why.
Well,
Yeah,
I
I know
am
how
the
it
man for that
sounds.
job.
But after I almost died, I realized that being a hard case isn't the only option.
I want to show people I
I
care.
want to try to do things differently.
All right, color me interested.
I think he's
How did this all
lying
happen?
like a
I woke
fiend.
up in
I'm
the
sure I'm going to find him
crematorium
and then he's
inside
going to
a
go kill him.
rolled-up carpet. I had this tag on my toe like some cadaver. And I was covered in this weird rancid slime. I managed to get
I like
myself
Italian
out
dressing.
of there.
It's a good
But
dress.
what I saw once I got home
I also like salad.
made me think I had a screw
Although
loose.
Caesar salad is my favorite salad.
And what did you see?
Me, kid. Some palooka wearing my face and walking out my front door like
Well,
all
that's
was
curious.
well with the world. So I decided to get out and hole up here. Gathered a small company and pulled myself together.
What was your last memory before the crematorium?
I can remember clearly a dinner I had a week before the incident. After that,
But that
yeah,
could be caused
only
by
bits
being
and pieces.
freaking bludgeoned
I
in the head.
remember writing something in my diary. I don't recall what, except it was important.
It's probably
Those
an
notes
erotic
could
fan
tell
fiction.
us how it all started.
And I suppose that diary's still in your manor.
Exactly, kid. In a strong box in my room. You have my permission to crack it if it's necessary.
Super.
I'll write you the address.
Any thoughts on who'd want to do this to you?
It must be someone close to me, so I can't trust anyone. I haven't even contacted
I think
my
that's a
son
common
Graham.
thing with Caesar
Normally
salad
I'd get him
dressing.
to
Like
solve
nobody
this.
knows this.
I'm vulnerable
Not
now.
nobody. A lot of people don't realize
Can't
it's in
risk
there.
exposing myself. Another good reason to bring
It's
in
just like it's
an
a source of
independent
umami
contractor.
flavor. Like it's not doing any fishy business in a Caesar salad dressing. It's just like it's just giving it a punch up in umami.
So where would I find the city's crematorium?
Ah, of course you don't know. You're a newcomer after all. Here's the address.
I got it.
Why do you use
It
a wheelchair?
appears you're quite capable of standing without aid. So why the wheelchair?
Does your curiosity always beat out your courtesy?
Yep.
I'll
Private
tell you if it
investigator.
makes you happy. I'm old. Some days I feel tired. This wheelchair,
All right.
unlike many people, has never crossed me. So I know I can count on it if I need to.
Yep. That's fair.
You mentioned your
That's
son,
fair.
Graham. Can you tell me more about him?
Graham? Why would you care? He has nothing to do with this.
You sound pretty sure about that.
Of course. Graham is too honest. And since the end of the war, he turned into a real bleeding heart. It's become a bit of a headache, actually. Of course, we've had our differences, especially about the family business, but he would never hurt a fly, let alone me.
Okay, bye.
Goodbye.
All right. The investigation is on. How do I get out of here? How did I get in here? I don't know, but I'm gonna steal your stuff. See, I have actually over time realized that I also don't like cilantro. I don't know if I always didn't like cilantro or if my taste changed over time. Like I don't necessarily know if I perceive it as tasting like soap, like some people say, but at the very least, I have definitely come to the conclusion that I don't like it. Well, that's a common opinion, that cilantro makes people... It's like a genetic quirk. Some people like cilantro, some people think it tastes like soap, and I guess I don't know if I would describe it as soapy, but I definitely don't care for it. Southern Old Grove, Gold Bridge Road... Century Avenue and Hillside. Oh, there we go. More minty. Interesting. I don't know if I would necessarily describe it as minty either. It's got a pretty unique taste. Yeah, like I don't dislike it so much that I can't, like, I mind like a little bit, because a little bit of it, I think it's fine as sort of an accent, a flavor sort of layer to like bolster an overall dish. But I feel like in a lot of in a decent number of dishes, it becomes sort of the like predominant herb flavor at play, and it can just be like, whoa. Like cilantro rice, for instance. Like, rice is one of those things they like to put cilantro in, like, pretty heavily, and then it's just, like, rice with cilantro flavor, and it's like, okay, that's maybe a bit too much cilantro for me, thank you. I also, it was a bit ago, but I remember watching a little video that somebody was talking about... I think it might have been a TikTok, actually, that came across my feed. Taste of... You hate onions and mushrooms. See, I like onions and mushrooms both, to be sure. But I watched a thing where somebody was talking about trying to grow to like something that they initially did not like by sort of, like, forcing themselves to... take part in it like every day for a couple weeks, and they said that was a way to sort of get over distaste for food, because they were talking essentially about, like, why is it that people, like, there are flavors that people don't like? Like, what does that mean? Like, why does your perception see some flavors as pleasant and others as unpleasant? And essentially the idea was that you need to give yourself like a couple weeks of like constant engagement with a flavor to move it from being unpleasant to at least fine or potentially into pleasant, because they were suggesting that disliking a flavor is essentially your body's attempt at thinking this is probably poison, so you shouldn't eat it. Like some kind of like, you know, biological connection that this flavor equals poison for whatever reason, I don't know. And so then it's like, okay, we don't like that, it's poison. But if you have some of it like every day consistently for a period of time, your body will start to recognize that it's not poison, so it will stop being unpleasant. And most specifically, I'm starting to remember like why what they were kind of talking about. So for like coffee, for an example, right? For coffee, if you don't like coffee, it might just be that it's like, I mean, and I don't like coffee. That what you put it in your mouth and you overwhelmingly taste the thing that you don't like, that your body is trying to perceive as poison, like bitter, right? It's like, oh, it's bitter, it's just bitter, it must be poison. But if you keep partaking in that, your response to the bitter will sort of like over time go down, which will leave room in your brain to start perceiving the other aspects of the flavor involved, so that you can learn that maybe you do enjoy it to at least some degree, right? It's like, oh, yeah, the bitterness is still there, but like, oh, now I'm getting some like chocolatey notes to this coffee, or oh, I'm perceiving some of the nuance of like, you know, nuttiness in there, this, that, the other, like other flavors start to like actually be brought forward because you're not overwhelmed with the flavor of that thing is poison. And so like that can get pushed aside, and then you're like, okay, what else is there? And you'll potentially start to be able to enjoy something. I don't know. I've not tried this, but it was an interesting video talking about how like you can get over flavors that you don't like and then potentially learn to enjoy them for the other complexities to the flavor that you don't initially perceive. Carpenter Family Authors, Food and Medicine. Interesting. It was a very interesting video.
Hey,
sort of thing is interesting to me.
No loitering.
I like learning about how like
on the premises.
These sort of uncontrolled automatic responses we have to things, and like what they mean, how we can sort of get more control over them. What is it that like they're implying about stuff? It's all interesting stuff. What's happening
handing
here?
out supplies for free. That seems awful charitable.
Mr. Carpenter is a pillar of our community.
Dude, I love garlic.
Generously donating half
Garlic
of our
is
supplies to the
a
people
delicious
of Oakmont
flavor.
in their time of need.
I'm looking for work. I heard you might have a job.
Sure.
Is that what I'm here for?
There's a sack of potatoes in the basement of the manor. Go get it. Bring it here, okay?
Got it.
Get a move on then.
Why is my coat so wet?
I could use some supplies. If you can spare them, that is.
Here. Take some medicine.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Did he actually give me a health kit? He tried, but I can't carry anymore. Okay, so there's a double in the manor. Fetch a sack of potatoes from the basement. Or ignore that entirely and start investigating the manor. Oh yeah, thanks for letting me in, dumbass. Social engineering at its finest. What do we got? Winner and Co. Winner and Co. K. Best meal. Boy, I love my can of K. It's my favorite meal. It is best meal. That is a... Oh. Nothing to see there. I feel like that's notable, but apparently we don't care. Interesting. Oh, okay, never mind. I'm not gonna go up there. Just kidding. Yeah, like that. That's an interesting topic generally, right? Like that idea of instincts and the things that are like so inbuilt. It's a little bit more complicated with humans. It's harder to see what those things might be. But like with animals, it's kind of incredible how...
So, where are the potatoes?
How, like, animals can just have no upbringing because they're orphaned or whatever, and how much of typical behavior for their species they'll still, like, figure out. It's remarkable. So I definitely would believe that there is some genetic component to a fear of, like, snakes and stuff. Is there so there's specifically skin benefits to eating raw garlic? That's interesting. Why does it have to be raw? Can't you just roast it up? Roast garlic is way more palatable than straight up raw. That raw, man, that's like, that's sturdy. Oh. Shovel time. How did I... It's shovel time. Yeah, I'm not particularly frightened of snakes. Certainly appropriately cautious of some, but there are definitely some very, very cute pet snakes. Oh, that's not what I meant.
Please, friend. Don't take away my food.
Your food?
Oh, I was...
stolen. This sack was meant to go to the hungry.
I didn't see any snakes. A benefit of being in the city of Melbourne, I guess, kept me from a lot of the goofy-ass wildlife. I just realized who a lot of these characters reminded me of, because a lot of them have a certain look. Is anybody familiar with A Way Out? Right? The two-player game where the two guys are trying to break out of prison, and it's a whole, like, thing. One of them has the mutton chops. One of those guys is who I keep thinking all of these guys look like. Like this...
You can have food for free. The carpenters are distributing it. So why steal?
They'd only give
like this guy.
me
This guy
portion.
just like an older version. Mostly just the mutton
chops.
chops.
My wife and kids are too weak to get here.
Let's see what I can do.
Don't worry. I get it.
No, I
Look,
should... Okay.
Hang on to the sack for now. I'll try to work something out for you. Okay?
Just take the sack and deal with it later.
Oh, thank you, mister. K bless you. You're a lifesaver.
In this case, I've been too nice.
I'll be back soon.
I regret how nice I'm being. I should have stolen the damn sack. Honestly, I actually just kind of wanted to lie to him and convince him to let me take the sack and then just not help him, but give him false hope. That might make me a bad person, but that's kind of was my plan. Was saying I'd do something about it and then, like, I don't know, maybe mentioning it to the guy up here, but otherwise just like, maybe we don't worry about it or whatever. Oh, well.
There's a minor issue.
I had a great time in
What issue?
Australia.
Well,
I
the sack was
stayed in the
stolen by one
city,
of your
and
workers.
as mentioned,
Tracked him down, so he's not going
no
anywhere.
goofy ass wildlife. I really enjoyed my
what to
trip
do.
to Australia, though.
Damn thieves. Man, take them.
I'm sure your boss would want
Granted,
to know about it.
I don't
But
think it was
I can see you're
necessarily
pretty busy.
specifically Australia,
Tell you what, I'll go
but
talk
like
to him for you.
really just a European style city
Vera.
rather than an
Go see Mr.
American
Graham
city.
Carpenter and report the incident.
That was really the thing to enjoy. Also, my friends, I got to meet online friends for the first time, but like a city that's like at least a little bit more built around people instead of an American city was refreshing and just pleasant, and just like I liked walking around it. I liked so much about it.
Mr. Carpenter?
Yes, Graham Carpenter.
Whoa!
One of your workers is a thief. Stole a
What's up,
sack of potatoes.
Oh.
What's up with
I do hope my people haven't taken it into their own hands.
Not yet.
face?
Is there a way to solve this peacefully? The guy has a hungry family. That's why he stole.
I won't punish a man for trying to feed his family. Why didn't he simply ask me for more food? Tell him he can keep what he stole. If he needs more, let him come back. It may be that he'll need medicine too. Can you give him this? It's
Yeah, kind of Phantom of the Sinking City.
No offense, but why such generosity all of a sudden?
This might like
distribution
legitimately
of
speak to a
supplies.
prejudice I have, or at least a prejudice that is being
influential families
thrust
open.
upon me by media.
Together we can make our city a better place.
But like
Besides,
the generosity
after the incident
combined
with
with that
poisoned
mask,
fish,
like
people were left with nothing to eat.
makes me really
I had to take
dubious.
action to prevent starvation.
And that's probably not fair to this guy, but like I don't know,
Brutus
man.
was the head of the Carpenter family.
Nobody else is generous around here.
Changed.
Oh, no, not at all. My father's still in charge. I've simply taken on some of his responsibilities. He's past his prime and needs more rest.
The mask. Why do you wear it?
A war
Oh,
wound.
there's a typo.
I prefer not to discuss it if you don't mind.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Yeah, that's kind of freaky, my dude. Mind Palace. Carpenters are helping poor. Graham's motivated to change things. Graham's brave enough to go against the family's tradition. He really wants to change things for the better. Allegedly. Brutus isn't... Okay, a second chance at pressure with death could make him more passionate, make him see how precious life is. Bruce is never going to change. After he regains power over his family, he'll continue as he always has. Murder will just be... Ah, interesting. That's where I take on touch. It could be. Interesting. I am dubious of Brutus's will to change, to be sure. I don't know how I feel about this one yet. I reserve the right to change that down the line. Dear Graham, I was very glad to receive your last letter, and I appreciate that you're worried about me. I want to thank you once more for saving my life in that battle. Sorry about what happened to your face. You could have just left me there, dying, but you didn't. Forever in your debt. All right, hold on. Maybe Graham's not so bad.
Get these for staying in your foxhole.
Hold on. Maybe he's not bad. Destroy this mad brute. What am I looking at? Man, this game is full of imagery that's like, what? I mean, this seems to be an allegory for, like, the Throgmortons and the Innsmouthers in some capacity. We got the apes versus the fish. That is a thing that seems to be happening. Note on Brutus: don't let Papa Brute have the keys to the room. He's already lost them twice around the house.
Budge.
Okay. Carrying on.
Don't you have work to do?
No. Okay, so I'm inside the manor. Don't let Papa breathe the keys to the room. He's already lost them twice right now. Oh, of course. That implies that the keys are around the house somewhere. Of course, of course. So can I go talk to this guy, actually? And be like, hey, you're off the hook. I don't think he's here. Oh, nope, you are here.
Me
Bro.
again. You can relax. Everything's been taken care of. The sack is yours.
Bless you, sir. My little ones will eat today because of you.
Look, I talked to Carpenter about your situation.
The who's and the
He
what's?
said to come by whenever you've a need.
The Throgmortons and the Innsmouthers?
Really?
The apes and the fish?
I didn't know Mr. Carpenter was so generous.
That's what they is.
That family sure has changed. Thank you again, friend.
What the Carpenters
You
like
said
before.
The Carpenters have changed.
I don't need to read these. He
What were
says
they
them.
like
It's very
before?
convenient. Nobody even needs me in this stream. They actually voice act everything. It's
You
great.
Shoot straight with me. It's all right. We'll keep it between us.
Worse. A lot worse. Criminals and murderers. Rumors are their boss, Brutus, defiled several women and got away scot-free.
Terrible. That is terrible.
People called them a grand family. Their word is law.
They really like this directly behind the neck camera angle. Oh.
Tread carefully.
Punch the freaking microphone. Also, I have something for you.
Listen, I've got a surprise for you.
It's a knuckle sandwich.
Okay. What is it?
Carpenter wanted me to give you this.
Okay, bless him and his generosity. Please, send him my thanks.
My first aid kit. No. It's fine. Let me out. Alrighty then. Now to find the key. Whoa! I didn't like that. What the heck? Creepy tentacle freaks. That's new. I found the key. Didn't expect to see tentacle guys. Do. Don't mind me. Oh, you're just in here.
This has been empty for years. Seems someone believes eternal life comes in a bottle.
Boy, I used to be able to read a little bit of kanji, and then I stopped practicing. Huh?
Huh. Now, weren't you the one who called Robert an ape lover?
Huh?
Brutus?
Every time I turn around and look at something in this game, I was like, well, that is absolutely not what I expected to see. Like, it's like, what the fuck? Okay, sure. This is an unexpected turn of events. I'm on the verge of complete rejuvenation. Frankly, I didn't expect the flock of this age-old church to still exist, let alone assist on my quest. Perhaps this high priest merely feigns disgust at our family proclivities. Or perhaps he finally understands why I must prolong my existence. Regardless, all that remains is to meet with him. The cost is irrelevant, for out of all of Oakmont, I alone deserve eternal life. Tomorrow, the city will meet a new, young Brutus Carpenter. Is that so? Hello?
Brutus Carpenter, I presume.
Yes, that's right. Did you bring me something to eat?
Does
I'm
look to
very
be the same person.
No.
No.
Sorry.
Ah, well, move on then.
Bye.
Okay. Okay. Conversation concluded. Is there anything special to look at? Nope. Just the fact that it's like, oh yeah, that's that, all right.
Now, weren't you the one who called Robert an ape lover, Brutus?
Just that. Okay, so we got some key evidence. Anything here? No. Okay, put that down. Now what? We've got the diary. Crematorium. We could go to the crematorium. Anything else in here? Anything? Nope. Alright, I guess we'll go investigate the crematorium. Maps. Delete. Before his memory loss, Brutus was supposed to meet the high priest of a very old church. Carpenter Manor, the crematorium, Southern Reed Heights, the corner of Wayne Road and Phillips Street. Southern Reed Heights. Oh, way over here. Southern Reed Heights, corner of Wayne and Phillips. Wayne and Phillips. Wayne and Phillips. Oh, it's in the water. Well, damn. That's about as far west as we can possibly have to go. That there. Alrighty then. Off we go. We've really been distracted from our ultimate goal of trying to figure out what's going on with the freaking visions. Like, we are... Okay, hold on. That is still yellow. Hold on. If that's still yellow, that implies that we have not gotten all evidence. We've only gotten the key evidence. Maybe we go tool around a little bit more to try to find the rest.
Don't you have work to do?
Nope, I don't.
I'd kill for yesterday. We're beating them. Today we're...
Is there anything else to look at? Tch! Oh, 5-year-olds. That certainly seems like something a young boy would do. It's funny. Unfortunate, but a little bit funny. Gotta train him on the art of subterfuge. You gotta be more circumspect. Hide shit better. Or use tissues, I guess, but... Ooh, double basement. Hold on, did I come down here? I don't think I did. This is certainly interesting. Anything of note at all down here? My inventory, it is too full of crap. Oh, you know what? Perhaps I can just craft. Yeah, we can just craft a new health kit. Oh, we got coil springs. down here. Potatoes. Yeah, proper disposal and sanitation. That's right. What evidence am I missing here? Maybe I should just not worry about it. Got the key evidence. Do I care enough to just keep searching? I believe the answer is no. I don't think I care enough. Off we go. Whee! And nobody's concerned about me jumping over a fence. Okay. How did I not get any fast travels? Did I come over here? I did. How did I not get a fast travel over here? Am I a dumbass? Why did I leave without a fast travel? So stupid. Oh, that's infested. We don't want the infested area. No, thank you. Hello, random guy. Oink, oink. Boy, you'd think somebody'd come out here and clean this shit up a little bit. Oh, hey, guy. You got a chest there. Cool. Get out here? No. That's a dock if I ever saw one. Fine, I'll come to this one. Alright, first and foremost, let's get ourselves a fast travel spot nearby so I don't have to do this again. Excuse me. Yeah, everybody out of the way. Excuse me. Good doggo has wandered in, I'm sure, to cough and make himself a nuisance. Okay, there we go. Can't be that upset with him. He is old and sort of in the process of dying. I guess he's earned himself at least the occasional cough, even if it is on stream. Special privileges for the old and infirm. Okay, so that looks promising to be the crematorium. Oh, this is bound to be a dungeon, if you will. Oakmont Crematorium. Urns and caskets. What are these tracks for? I mean, they're kind of indicating that they would use these for, like, equipment to roll up and down. But this is so steep. Holy shit. Trying to push, like, a casket up this thing? No way. No friggin' way. Crematorium Registry. Last week, person on duty, James Warren. List of the deceased. 7 unidentified corpses cremated. J. Huss cremated. S. Cole to be cremated. B. Black to be cremated. Jack White to be cremated. This week, person on duty, Robert Taylor. James Warren on sick leave since last week. List of the deceased. 16 unidentified corpses cremated. M. Jane cremated. Interesting. We got a couple names on duty. We could maybe track them down. They might know something. Especially the one that was out sick. What happened? Why did you get sick? Note on the door. I locked up and left early today. Keys are on the table. P.S. This morning I heard wild beasts near the cemetery. Be careful.
The door won't budge.
Locked up, you ass. I need in there. Maybe. I deserve to go in any freaking door I want. I'm a private investigator. Okay, funeral hall, morgue floor, crematorium floor, office floor 2. We don't seem to be able to get up to the office floor. Nor do I seem to be able to get into the crematorium floor. This one. Okay, what do we got? Brutus met the priest of an old church. Crematorium shift schedule. Crematorium registry. Note on the door. Locked up and left early. Keys are on the table. What table? Oh. That table. Ta-da!
Ugh, what a stench.
I can see the stench. It's so stenchy that I can see it with my eyeballs. Okay.
Whoever held this poker has got to be covered in slime. And judging by the dried blood and the dents on the shovel, it was used as a weapon.
I don't know if I'd call that a poker. That's a shovel. Oh. What do we have here? A coffin full of loot. Well, some loot. Whatcha? More slime? Who's making all this slime out here?
It reeks to high heaven. What is this stuff? Someone tried to wash the stain out, but it's still slimy.
There's another damn soap key. What's with the soap key, huh?
Someone tried to wash the stain out, but it's still slimy. Ugh, and stinks.
Oh. Wait, did we finish? Oh, we did finish.
I need to get out of here before he comes round.
Are you peeing in the corner? What are you doing? Are you just on the struggle bus? Who have you bludgeoned? Is it Brutus?
What by the Engels is going on? Where am I?
Oh, this must be when Brutus woke up. He's on the struggle bus, trying to get out. Wandering up.
Another one for you. Burn him first chance you get. It's urgent.
Let's get a handle on what actually happened here.
Who are you? Okay, so this is first, so they carried him down
another one
there.
for you. Burn him first chance you get. It's urgent.
How can it be urgent? That's so shady. Very dubious. If anybody goes into a crematorium, is like, it's very urgent that you burn this one.
What is going on?
Like, why is it urgent?
Where am I?
That makes me feel like he is not properly dead, because it's not tremendously urgent to burn anybody.
Get out of here before he comes round.
Brutus was brought in by some group who had to deal with the crematorium worker. So Brutus woke up, knocked the guy out cold, and escaped.
And bailed. Oh, yeah. All evidence. Mind Palace. Need to talk to James Warren, the man who was on shift when Brutus woke up in the crematorium. He's suffering from a head injury and requires urgent treatment. That would imply he is at the hospital. To the hospital. Blammo. Also, there's hypothetically some wild beasts down here in the graveyard. I don't really have a need to deal with, just sort of an interesting piece of information, I guess. I'll just go. Is there perhaps a alternate fast travel point up this way? Not require me to go back so far. Survey says probably not, but I might as well keep looking. It'll just save me time somewhere in the future, I'm sure. Let's go over here. Travel point. There's gotta be a fast travel point around the university. Stop fighting in the street. Yeah, what was the deal with all the slime? I don't know why it was so damn slimy. We figured out Brutus waking up there in the crematorium, but not the source of all the slime. Why is it so goopy? Oh, that was the same one that I'd gotten before. Well, cool. The hospital. Okay. Let's go find our injured friend. Friend in air quotes. What's this? Historical heritage. Oh, that's a whole ass side quest. I don't think I care enough for that. Subjects. Patients. After the flood. Therapy? No. Surgery? No. None of those. He is from Reed Heights? No. Therapy? No. Surgery? Locate James Warren. I need to talk to James Warren, the man who is on shift with Brutus woke up in the crematorium. He's suffering from a head injury and requires urgent treatment, so he should be here. There we go. Male, 35, citizen. Place of work, crematorium. Diagnosis, head trauma, concussion. Treatment, hospitalized, second floor. Bed rest recommended. Second floor. Look for the dumbass holding his head. I'm sure that's how this should work. Have you been bludgeoned? You don't look bludgeoned. You look bludgeoned. I was right. Look for the guy holding his head.
You're James Warren, right?
Yeah, that's me. What
Nice
do you want?
camera angle.
I'm sick, can't you see?
A week ago, a group of people brought an unconscious man to the crematorium. I need to know who those people were.
What makes you think I'd know that?
Because he hit you in the head with a shovel.
You were supposed to cremate a man listed as Jack White. He escaped, and now he wants to know what's going on. So tell me, who paid you to burn a man alive?
How do you know about White?
I talked to him.
Oh,
I need
know.
names, Warren.
I
Cough
can't.
it up.
I say anything. I'm toast.
They'll certainly kill you if they find out Jack White is still alive. I can arrange that.
No, please. No, I didn't ask their names.
What am I looking
They're
at?
priests, but they ain't from
Oh,
St. Michael's Church,
found him.
that's for sure.
We found him. He's
They
over
were
here.
Talking about the
Over here.
Lord of the Woods or something. Maybe from an old Oakmont church. That's all I know, I swear.
Where can I find this church?
I don't know. Some things in this Borg are best left alone.
So
It's
unhelpful.
not much, but thanks. Wasn't that hard after all, was it?
You got what you came
We're
for.
back again.
Now leave me be.
Bye.
You'd almost think I was talking to that guy in the bed's ass. But I was not. Not intentionally. All the evidence leads to an old Oakmont church that worships the Lord of the Woods. Maybe some history books could shed light on which church it is. To the library, I guess. The library. With the scary lady with the sewn up mouth. Really alarming. Little lady. Scary sewed up mouth lady. History. No, religion. That's better. Borrower history, perhaps? Local? Wait, no. Modern. Damn you. Ancient? Old? Nope. Okay, fine. Find it. All the evidence leads to an old Oakmont church that worships the Lord of the Woods. Maybe some history books. Shed light on which church it is. Ancient? Not ancient, huh? Oh, my mistake. 17th to 19th century. 17th to 19th century, specifically. Prayer to the Heavens. Another prominent Oakmont place of worship was the Redemption Church. Its flock venerated Kay as the Lord of the Woods, the shepherd of lost lambs. Redemption Church was at one time the city's largest congregation, but its influence dwindled after St. Michael's Church of the Burning Bush was founded. Redemption Church still stands in central Salvation Harbor on Marsh Avenue between Polaris Road and Old Church Road. I mean, that's helpful, but, like, I'm not sure I entirely trust a history book telling me where a church still is. Central Salvation Harbor between Polaris Road, Marsh Avenue between Polaris and Old Church. Marsh, Polaris, Old Church, literally. Okay, well, that's the one there. We'll just roll with it, I guess. History books. It's like Google Maps, but for churches, I guess. No reason to believe that that will have changed a location.
Extra, extra. All the news that's fit to print. Buy a paper, mister?
I'm still trying to freaking smuggle that guy out. There's so many pieces to try to get anywhere. Shovel. There we go. Just a little breaking and entry among friends. Got blood on the statue here. Whoa! That's not what we were looking at. Whoa! Okay, we're going down. We're going down. Well, that was alarming. Whoa, buddy, that got out of hand real damn quick. Maybe a little grenade would have been helpful. Also, I'm not actually sure if those existed or not. That might have been my sanity dipping so far that I was under attack by Oh no, they definitely spawned for real. Here you go, I got you that, you ass. Boy, that was... Some of them were fake, it seems like. I mean, good job on the insanity mechanic, I guess, because it certainly caused me a much harder time in that fight. Hilda failed to seduce the mayor with promises of eternal life. Now we need some mercury spilled in his bedroom to make our proposals more attractive. I don't care for the term seduce being used in that context. It really kind of spins that to a whole different sort of suggestion. Hell yeah, bombs are best weapon. Come here. Come here and get shoveled. Oh yeah! What? This person doesn't have doors. Here, you can live here on this bed with this little kitchenette. But you don't get any doors. And also, this is maybe your bathroom. With the hanging, bleeding meat. Well, I'll take those.
Something's chewed this one up real bad.
I think I might know what it was.
Ah, now
that's the disgusting
smell.
stuff.
Like year-dead skunk.
Well, that's very specific. Also, I'm pretty sure year-dead skunk stops smelling bad. Are we gonna go in the water? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We asked for it, and we shall receive.
Ah, this is in good shape and ready to use. Ah, this is in
I
good
take
shape
it back.
and ready to use.
We've been cock-blocked. You bastards. Damn it. I was all ready to go into the ocean. I wanted to go diving. I learned anything useful here? Not yet. Whoop. Whoop. Our devoted members in the police department attracted 2 more officers to our ranks. We must prepare them for a meeting with our fecund mother, the great daughter of the Lord of the Woods. Okay. We love that. There is a balcony. What have we here? Oh, good. We've got another disgusting freaking statue to reveal. Perhaps I should craft another... no, I mean... I'm gonna do it anyway. But cordite is like the one thing that I actually don't have a wellspring of. Other than that, all the ammo is full. I just opened this. But I did get the metal scrap back. Surrender. Got a mouth like a lamprey. Okay. Ah, here we go. Now for the reveal.
Make sure you get every scrap. We don't want anyone reading these while we're down there.
Fascinating.
Take them to the crematorium. We'll destroy them before we dive.
I see.
Don't wait. I'll catch up to you.
Bunch of divers going to somewhere. Man. Oh, there's a little grabby boy. I see. That's what killed this guy. The diving suit industry in this town must be making a killing. Nowhere else are they so in demand as here. Have anything? Yeah, we do.
The stars are aligned, and a new turn of the cycle begins. The time has come to return to the mother's womb, and we shall be reborn, brothers and sisters.
That's not typically how wombs work.
What actually happened here?
Okay, so I think this was
the
first.
The stars are aligned, and a new turn of the cycle begins. The time has come to return to the mother's womb, and we shall be reborn. Brother, make sure you get every scrap. We don't want anyone reading these while we're down there. Take them to the crematorium. We'll
Don't wait. I'll catch up to you.
A group of fanatics based in the Redemption Church got rid of several bodies, took all the documents they could, and dived.
Where'd they go? I want to go after them. Cultists hid under the church. It's a cult, not a church. Cultists hid under the church. Records taken by the cultists are my only hope of discovering who betrayed Brutus. Answer is underwater. Oh yeah, now can we dive? Oh, priest diary. I burned the seductive witch, my daughter, my cursed seed, but she came back. How long will the Almighty test my faith? She is here, laughing at my weakness. Her body is not hers anymore. It is the filthy goat's womb, the breeder of the devil's spawn. Boy, those are some strong words. She is mine, my blood, my treasure. Now neither the devil nor filthy men may touch her, for I have smitten her sinful flesh, mixed her beauty with dust. How could it be? How? She came back, born by the sinful hole her body turned to. She whispers to me, promising we'll be together. Always. They hanged me, their father, but not for long. That night I was born again by my dear daughter. Aha!
Something's chewed this one up real bad.
Well, I think... Now we're going into the ocean. Hell yeah! Back into the depths. With shitty visibility. Can't see shit. Whee! Let the Lord of the Woods azure eyes guide you. You don't say. Is that the magical vision that we have? Is it the... Oh, no. That would be the Azure Eyes. Can I jump? Oh, but I can climb. You know, they say let the Azure Eyes guide you, as though this is not a very straightforward path. I can't say I needed much guidance to go in the straight line currently required of me. We'll see if that changes, but right now it's pretty clear. Okay, here we go. Now we've got some splits. Well, I take it back. Ooh, okay. The bubbles, they hurt. There are rifts in the floor. Ow. 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 I'm being foolish and dangerous. Ow. Ow. It's hot? Question mark? Oh! I see a swimming devil of some sort. Whoa, it's a biggin. Boy, it does seem to be just shaking it off, doesn't it? Oh, we're having a little bit of sanity crisis here. Not sure if killing that guy is a option. Thus far shot him repeatedly. Ow. Ow. Oh, I think he may be onto me now. Nope. Nope, he's fine. I mean, he's looking, but he's fine. Here, look at that instead. It didn't work. Shoot him in the face. He didn't like it. Just shoot him in the face and make him sad, and then he leaves you alone for a moment. The light! Ah! Oh, and we're out again. I don't know if they're gonna be very happy that I'm here.
Why are you here?
Oh.
You look like a fresh wound.
What the hell does that mean?
Yeah, well, you're no oil painting yourself, fella.
Imbecile.
What? Rude.
Strike us down and many more will rise, fresh from the fecund mother's womb, slick, naked, yet burgeoning with strength.
Okay.
Our eyes infest this city.
Evocative, but unpleasant.
Too. We fill young Graham with our words, and soon he will be hollow.
You can control.
What's
You
that
control
about young
Graham.
His house is divided. It cannot stand.
I knew he was suspect.
The old, as new shoots rise from decay. Our growth shall choke the sun. The veins we open will seed crimson blossoms. The feckin' mother grants new life. You should have stayed above.
Oh. Oh. Whoa, 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 whoa. What the hell was that? Whoa, you're checking shit around. Oh, we reloading. Those are explodey pustules. I don't care for that. Oh, no! Ow! Can I? Ah! I think I hit the wrong button to interact with them. Here, I got you this. Yeet. Ow. Get that shit out. Here we go. Yeet. Good shovel, you old bastard. Oh, there's a never-ending supply of these little bastards. Ah, you hit me! Wrong button. Ah, it's gonna blow. Ah, my bones. Shovel. Chuck. I don't know if that's working. I mean, it feels kind of obvious that that's what they want me to do, so I'm just gonna kind of keep doing it. Yeet. I mean, maybe it's not. Well, you know, I don't know if you wanted to be here if you were a sacrifice. Well, you know, you're all kind of getting to work. It's time that everybody dies. Get shoveled, everybody. If you didn't want to get shoveled in the head, you should have thought about that before you came here. Sorry, gang. It's shoveling time. Excuse me, I'm stuck. Oh. Sorry.
Got anything to eat? What you making, kid?
Ow. Ow. Okay, I think that does make progress. So probably throw another grenade in there. Oh, I got it. Problem solved. Bomb continues to be best weapon. I'm gonna make some new ones. Oh, I'm out of rags. I'm sure I could find some damn rags.
Ah, now that's a familiar smell.
What you making,
like
kid?
your dead skunk.
Okay, so no survivors, guys. Sorry. Y'all gots to go. Thus far, old Brutus has refused the gifts of the Lord of the Woods and the fecund mother. This is our chance to change Oakmont once and for all. Help Graham, the son, to get rid of his father, and all the streets of the city shall be opened for us. If Graham refuses our wishes, you know what you have to do. Well, I do believe we are at a conclusion here. Okay, maybe there is a second chance for Brutus after all. Graham had a deal. Graham wants to take Brutus's place. Yep. The cult will try to use Graham to grow their power base in Oakmont, which leads to Graham is able to resist the cult's influence. He's made of stronger stuff than they think, or Graham will become nothing more than a puppet. His strings pulled by the cult. Oh. Hold on. Is this like a... prescriptive? Like, does this create the truth, or is this me guessing at the truth? Interesting. I don't actually know. Like, is it... I guess it wasn't necessarily Graham that tried to kill Brutus. Oh, I see. I see. So, couple of these combinations lead to a final conclusion. So this one's combination is this, where Graham takes charge and Brutus doesn't change. But if we say Brutus gets a second chance, that combines with Graham is the cultist's puppet. I think I like this narrative more I think I like this narrative better. Help Brutus. Brutus must be the head of the Carpenter family. He may be cruel, but at least he won't be manipulated by the cult. Oh, and I can actually just switch. Help Graham. The family will be in good hands with Graham. He'll change the city for the better and be able to resist the cult. It's interesting. I mean, this feels like it's more accurate for the things put forward, but I don't know if we're, like, creating truth here. We're gonna go with this. I think. I feel like that's more of an interesting narrative. Oh, backup save? You know, that's not a bad idea. I can't imagine that it's actually going to, like, that there's a scenario where I would care enough to, like, load it up. I'll probably just live with whatever comes out, but it is an interesting way of doing things. Because I didn't really, like, put together the fact that it's, like, a prescriptive truth-creating investigation from a gameplay perspective. I just was like, I was seeking truth, not seeking to create truth. But apparently we are creating truth, I think. Which I guess kind of, like, makes me feel a little better about things, just because, like, at least I know I'm not going to get it wrong. Yeah, it is a unique take. I do agree with that. Because it's well, and I guess that's honestly why I'm kind of having such a hard time sort of feeling confident that that's what is happening, just because I'm so used to games where you're like, honestly, it makes me think of The Witcher 3, right? Where it's like, oh, you could help this person or this person, but, like, you know, whichever one you help, there is kind of a truth to the circumstance. And it's like you could end up being like, oh, I'm going to help this person, but then the other shoe drops afterwards, and you find out, like, oh, no, that guy was definitely an asshole. Like, but this one, the way it's phrasing it feels like it's saying, oh, you'll pick which one to help, and that will be the reality, which is a cool take. It is like a little bit of a more solid choose your own outcome. I want to say choose your own adventure, but all games are choose your own adventures by definition. But like, you get to sort of form the narrative over time, which is pretty cool. Where am I trying to go? That is where I'm supposed to go. I think I'm supposed to go to the smuggler's hideout. This needs to get deleted. And that's next up, I believe. I hope that's what this means. That we're building the narrative. Because, like, based on the presentation, I actually feel like helping Graham feels like the right thing to do as far as the truth as it's been presented, because we didn't see Graham actually trying to kill them. We saw the cultists doing the killing. So, like, there's no actual indication that Graham is being controlled by the cultists. So, like, that feels more correct. But I kind of think it's a more interesting narrative if Brutus gets to have a legitimate sort of second chance arc of becoming a better person after the near-death experience, and that Graham was actually at fault. Like, I think that kind of feels interesting to me. So we're gonna see how that shakes out. Hey guys, I'm gonna steal all your stuff. That is cool. That is cool. I like that.
The blood dried not too long ago.
Oh. Evidence. Did I not come down here before? Is there any other evidence? I'm just gonna loot all your shit. More alcohol. Sure is a lot of alcohol, considering it's a prohibition. Alright, Brindo Brutus. Found the culprit.
I know who's behind the attempt on your life, Mr. Carpenter.
And? Don't make me wait, kid.
It was your son, Graham. He got mixed up with some kind of cult. They helped him to create your doubles.
There is the doubles issue. That is a little bit suspect.
You'd better be sure about this.
I am. He paid for your cremation. I found this letter in the cultist's lair. There's no doubt it was him.
Graham was in cahoots with these wackos? That's hard to take in.
Sorry, bro.
I mean, we've had our differences, but this...
I'm sorry, Mr. Carpenter. Like, I don't mean to be rude, but there's still the matter of smuggling.
Wow, not even
out
a
of Oakmont.
single second.
Right. Okay, kid. You've done well.
Wow.
I'll keep my end of the
Now I
bargain.
know I just revealed that your son
Your
has
man will
betrayed
leave the
you
morgue tomorrow night.
by being
Tell
in
him to be
cahoots
ready.
with cultists, but I do have a friend who needs smuggled. Oh boy. From the church, escape from Oakmont. Necessary arrangements for Fred. Now it's time to get answers to my questions. Last time we met Fred was in the basement of the fish market. All right. Let's see. We might be able to wrap this whole thing up right at the end of stream here. Tie all of these little pieces together. Get Fred out, and then will tell us where Professor Doe is. We can just put all the pieces together. Fred is at the fish market. Fish? Where's the fish market? Fish market. On to the fish.
Your vote is your choice. Choose
I swear that guy sounds like he says Oompa Loompa whenever I hear him start yelling. Also, where the hell did Anna go? She tried to kill me, and I did not appreciate that. Hey, Fred, you down here? Fred? Hey, Fred.
It's done, Fred. The carpenters will be getting in touch soon. Now, do you have something for me?
Perfect. All right, listen up. I've arranged a meeting with a certain high-ranking member of the EOD. His name is Evernote Blackwood.
Evernote. Sure, I know him. Never
Haven't
met
had
him.
the pleasure. Anything I should know about him?
Evernote is a preacher at the fish market and a high-ranking priest within the order. Very knowledgeable and very dangerous if you cross him. So I recommend that you don't cross him. Follow me so far?
I got guns.
Gotcha. Keep talking.
If the
I
order
can cross
knows
whoever I
something,
want.
it's a good bet that Evernote does too. If they have your professor, he knows where she's being kept. I'll give you the address to the meeting place. He'll be expecting me, not you. So keep your wits about you.
All right. Thanks, Fred. Good luck and safe travels.
Thanks. I'll need it.
Yeah, you will. Look at all that money. Money, money, money. Not money. Experience. Experience is what I meant. It's better than money. Increased range on explosives. Yes. Increased damage on explosives. Yes. Explosives. Wonderful. All right. That... Ooh, I got a costume unlock of a gangster. That has concluded that case. Now we're off to go find Professor Doe. And by we're off to, I mean next time we'll be off to. For we are coming up on the 4-hour mark. Which means we are wrapping up for the evening. Wham. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out. Being here for the whole damn time, Diener. Been a pleasure as always. Of note, remember that tomorrow is going to be streamed this week rather than Thursday to accommodate the folks that I'm going to be collabing with as we play some more EDF6. They were not, well, one of them was not available Thursday, so we're going to do tomorrow instead. So that one is an atypical schedule, but it'll still be at about the same time, 7 p.m. I have it scheduled for 7:15 because they're slow to get prepared. The agreed upon time is 7, but I don't expect it to start until 7:15. I've learned. This time I've learned. But anyway, thanks for hanging out. I hope you have a good rest of, well, I say the rest of the week, but hopefully I will see you tomorrow. Have a good day. Will be hump day, so hopefully the week will continue to cruise on by. Have a good night, get some rest, and I will see you next time. All right. Bye.
Initiating goodnight sequence. Dispersing appropriate dosage of compound 347. Initiating phase 1 of memory calibration. This won't hurt a bit. Just close your eyes.